Jason Minix, The Blitz.
And it's finally game day. Cowboys, Buccaneers. Tonight we get to wake up, get ready for a football game, although I think most Cowboy fans understand what's coming tonight against the defending Super Bowl champions. It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out at Hills and Dales Ice House with our friends at Miller Lite. We're having a Cowboys watch party here tonight. We're on the air 4 until kickoff, and then, of course, the game is going to be right here on San Antonio Sports Star. But we're all sticking around and watching the Cowboys and Buccaneers here at Hills and Dales Ice House. So you want to come pregame with us. And there's a good reason to come early here at Hills and Dales Ice House, 1604 in Babcock, because Miller Lite brought all their stuff. I mean, they emptied the prize closet. We got a lot of stuff that you could register to win, including Cowboys game tickets. There is a Cowboys Miller Lite OtterBox cooler that we are going to give away. That thing's probably about $350. And we've got shirts. We've got OtterBox like mugs that you could drink out of, whatever you want to call them, tumblers or whatever the word is, all kinds of cool stuff. Charles Haley is not here, but his Super Bowl trophies are. So if you want to come take your picture with Super Bowl trophies, you want to, be at the museum with the relics. If you were watching Hard Knocks the other day, you saw in the Cowboys meeting room, they have all the years of the Super Bowl and the trophies are lit up. And then the one that isn't lit up has 2021 on it. You can come take a picture with 5 Super Bowl trophies here at Hills and Dales Ice House. Again, Cowboys, Buccaneers tonight as we get ready for the game. Everybody is picking Tampa Bay to win this game. They are more than a touchdown favorite in this game. And I tasked our producer, James Pledger. I said, find me a story on how the Cowboys can win this game. And James Pledger never fails to deliver. He found me a story. The headline, Keys to Victory, How the Cowboys Beat the Champs. That story was at DallasCowboys.com. So we have found at least one story that will tell you how the Cowboys beat the Super Bowl champs. And it is from DallasCowboys.com. And when you read it, it all makes sense. It's like, every coach before, they're going into a game, it's every coach before they play this team or that team. It's in there. But, we've seen upsets before. There is a neutralizer, though, that I think could play a factor in tonight's game. It is raining like mad right now in Tampa Bay. It is raining hard in Tampa Bay. The weather's supposed to clear around 6. The game kicks off at 8 o'clock there in the East Coast. So they'll have about 2 hours to let that field dry. And we know it has good drainage. But that could play a factor in the game because I do think if the Cowboys are to win this game tonight, they're going to have to run the ball extremely well, which is obviously a tall order against that great Tampa Bay front. And no Zach Martin. But Zeke and Tony Pollard are going to have to run the ball extremely well tonight. The Cowboys have to control that time of possession and keep Tom Brady on the bench. It's the same game plan everybody's had that has faced Tom Brady for the last 80 years is keep him on the bench. He can't beat you if he's on the sideline. And that is how the Cowboys are going to have to do it tonight and then get the big plays. Long plays to Michael Gallup because, apparently Kellen Moore thinks Michael Gallup can only run sprints down the field and you hit them for the long bomb. So, there's that. Obviously the receivers have to do it, but the Cowboys are going to have to run the ball, control the clock. It's simple and cliche as that is. That really is the case. And you could read about that at DallasCowboys.com because that's the only place I could find or that Pledger could find that actually talked about how the Cowboys can beat the Buccaneers. Everybody else, it's celebrating Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champions and the fact that they are bringing back every one of their starters from a Super Bowl team. Pledge, you look like you're trying to chime in.
You didn't tell me where I had to find a source to get you keys to the game, just to get some keys for them to win.
Yeah, find me something, and you did. You look at it. I see David Umflett on Facebook Live. Dallas has a better chance of winning tonight than a Ravens running back making Monday Night Football. That's a fantastic segue because if you're a Ravens running back, you are going to lose a knee. It's part of their contract this year, the deal with the devil that Harbaugh has apparently signed. In fact, the Ravens just stopped practice today because they lost 2 guys to ACL injuries. Running back Gus Edwards, I believe that is their 5th running back that is lost for the season. I mean, that signing of Le'Veon Bell until his knee blows out actually is looking a little bit smarter, maybe, because, well, I still don't like Le'Veon Bell. His style of run doesn't seem to fit the Ravens, but also they lost Marcus Peters to an ACL injury at practice today. So Harbaugh said, screw practice, man. Everybody go home. Here's your bubble wrap. We got a game on Monday night.
And an update to that, they just signed former Falcons running back Devontae Freeman to their practice squad as well.
And how do you feel if you're Devontae Freeman? I mean, you came in for a workout when they lost all their running backs, and they decided Le'Veon Bell was better. And then, 2 days later, you get the phone call, hey, now you get a job, but you've got to go to the practice squad. Apparently, if you can run the ball, you're going to have an opportunity. Ray Rice, man, I hope you've stayed in shape all these years because they finally might need you. They finally might be bringing you back. Lots of NFL news today. No surprise, the Steelers do what they never do, and they caved. The Steelers are going to pay T.J. Watt. He's going to get a 4-year extension worth $112 million, 28 average per year, 80 fully guaranteed, highest paid defensive player in football. And T.J. Watt has certainly earned it. And remember, he went in the draft a couple of years ago, 2 picks after Taco Charlton was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. Taco Charlton is stocking shelves at night at Costco. I mean, Taco Charlton's not even in the league, yet T.J. Watt, that didn't have the body type that Rod Marinelli likes, is now the highest paid defensive player in football. Imagine being the Watt family accountant, the tax guy for the Watt family, because you had J.J., now you have T.J., their parents. Kids got to take care of us now. I wonder who picks up dinner when the Watts all get together. One of those crazy things. One of those crazy things. It's interesting, Pledge, when you think about today as we start the NFL season, Cowboys and Bucks on a Thursday night. Then you got the full slate of games on Sunday. You've got Monday Night Football with all the Ravens getting hurt. And I'm more excited about, I feel bad for Steve Levy and the Monday Night crew because I'm going to watch the alternate broadcast with the Manning brothers. And if there's people that can talk about injuries, it's the Manning brothers. They're certainly going to be able to do that. But, you get ready for the start of the season. Everybody asks me everywhere I go, what's your record prediction for the Cowboys? What's this? What's that? So I put together last night, I did lots of studying over lots of Miller Lites on how I think the season is going to go. I don't know if the math adds up because I don't do it that way. I look at a team and I think what their record is going to be, regardless of who they're playing. And so I'm going to make my season predictions coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We will go over those. You'll be able to mock me on those, but, I will put it out there so you can't say later when I say I told you so on the Cowboys making the playoffs this year. I said it here, that the Texans and how many wins they don't get this year. I'm going to put that on record as well. There will be more than one, though, for the Houston Texans. My crystal ball has told me that. This isn't like Greeny and the Kiss of Death. I don't have that curse that I have to deal with like some other people on this radio station. Also, speaking of other people on this radio station, Rob Thompson's Ben Simmons rumor of the day. And Rob Thompson is my source on this. Rob Thompson has connected some dots to Ben Simmons coming to San Antonio that I don't think many people have thought of. Now, I'm also guessing that Rob Thompson and his sources for his Ben Simmons rumor of the day came after a couple of beers because a sober man wouldn't have been able to put this together. But this is some R.J. Ochoa type of connecting dots that I did not know Rob Thompson's brain was capable of. But I got to give him credit because when I heard him saying that on halftime earlier today, I thought he was on to something. But then, Pledge, you found some audio from Shaq and Charles Barkley that make you go, do you really want this guy? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things with Ben Simmons that I have been stuck on ever since there was the rumored possibility that he could be a Spur. I want Ben Simmons, the player, on the Spurs. I think what he offers defensively would fit with Pop. But Ben Simmons, the dude, Ben Simmons and all the baggage that he brings, Ben Simmons and his inability to take a shot, to want a shot, and what he would do to the locker room, I don't want. And then, of course, the cost of Ben Simmons. This is a rebuild team. I don't know that I want to give up on our young stars. And I certainly don't want to give up all the draft picks that Daryl Morey is wanting in return. But Daryl Morey can't play Nick Caserio here and hold out to get full value for Deshaun Watson because the season starts in 3 weeks, at least training camp does. October 1st, they have to pay Ben Simmons 25% of his contract. I mean, and it's a big contract. So they've got to make a move pretty quick. And I don't care what Ben Simmons says. He's going to show up, kind of like Deshaun Watson has showed up, because he's not going to take the daily fine for not showing up. So it's that rock in the hard place. But Morey's up against the deadline now. He's going to have to find a dance partner. At some point, he's going to come off of that ridiculous ask and take the best deal that he can get for Ben Simmons. I don't want to give up draft picks if I'm Brian Wright and Greg Popovich and RC. I really don't want to give up a DeJounte Murray, but I'm willing to give up DeJounte for Ben Simmons because that's going to open up the offense for some of the other guys. You know, if they'll take a DeJounte and maybe say a Lonnie Walker, I think I'd be down with that. But some of the other stuff that we're hearing, all the first-round picks, no. Spurs need that to rebuild and to rebuild around Keldon Johnson. But Rob Thompson has an interesting theory on why Ben Simmons coming to the Spurs makes a lot more sense. So we'll explore Rob Thompson's Ben Simmons rumor of the day. And I don't know if Rob actually has a source for this or if he is the source, but I heard it from Rob, so we'll put it on Rob. And we will go that way. We will see ultimately what happens. But really, we'll talk a little basketball. But it's about football today on this Cowboys game day. That's right, game day. Coming up on the show, we will talk some football. Eric Morris will join us in about 20 minutes, as he always does, at 4:30 on a Thursday. Those Cardinals coming off a tough overtime loss to Youngstown State. They have their home opener this week as they take on Prairie View A&M. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff out of Benson Stadium. We'll talk about that with Eric Morris. John McClain will join us at 5:30. Mickey Spagnola is in Tampa Bay. He will join us at 6 o'clock. Mickey normally joins us at 5, but with the security and getting through the stadium and all that, we pushed him till 6 o'clock. We'll talk some college football with Taylor McHargue at 6:30, and we're going all the way until kickoff. So around 7:18 is, we're working overtime today. Greg Shelton just found that out. He's already throwing a fit. Grumpy Greg Shelton is out here as well. He wants to take pictures with you because he loves being out in the public. We don't let him out often. And post-COVID, he is a lot more enjoyable when we are in public. I guess being locked up, not by your choice, has changed an outlook for some people. And Greg is one of those. At the beginning of quarantine, Greg was the happiest man on the planet. He and Tim Duncan. I don't have to be around people. This is great. But now all of a sudden, Greg likes being around people, likes coming out, likes doing stuff. So come out and see us here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. It's 1604 in Babcock. I'm seeing the traffic on 1604 moving at a pretty good clip. That's not something that we normally see. I realize it's only 4:13. So that's going to change over the next hour. So get out here early. And if you do, you're going to have the better opportunity at winning the prizes from Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Again, we've got that Dallas Cowboys Miller Lite Otter Box. We've got Cowboys game tickets that we're giving away. A lot of shirts, a lot of tumblers, lots of hats, lots of stuff. But first winner, and we'll draw our first one at 5, gets to pick their prize, and we will go from there. Now, I've done this a lot of times with Miller Lite. What I think is going to go first never seems to go first. What I think is the most valuable. So I'm not going to tell you, because if you'd rather have a shirt than game tickets, man, that's on you. But if you'd rather have the cooler than game tickets, that's on you. But I've seen it happen that way throughout the years, that sometimes the bigger prizes stick around, or what I think are the bigger prizes stick around. The ones that have more cash value stick around. So even the guy sitting over there in the Aggie shirt that says he's not a Cowboy fan, he's going to try to win, whether he wants it or not, because he understands the value of having stuff with the Dallas Cowboys logo on it and the Miller Lite logo, and the trophies are here. So we've got all that coming up. Pledge, we're having some internet issues. I don't know how much longer we're going to mess with the video, but it keeps going in and out, and I'm trying to get it fixed and can't talk at the same time. So we will see. as we get ready to start the season, you found a couple of interesting stories, Pledge, that as we get ready to start the season. And we'll talk about some of this with John McClain at 5:30. But the Bradley Roby deal, Houston to New Orleans, is getting closer and closer to becoming a done deal. And I like that Nick Caserio is working the fire sale early.
And it's done.
What? Oh, is that official now? It's an official. Do we know what the Texans are getting in return?
They're getting a 2022 third round pick and a conditional 6th round pick in 2023. In exchange, they also converted his $7.6 million of his almost $9 million salary to facilitate the trade so that the Saints could,
get
work him into the cap. Yeah.
Because now it's only a $1.9 million cap hit. I saw the restructured contract earlier. I hadn't seen the return. I figured they'd get more picks in return. But again, what Nick Caserio is doing is saying, why do I want this guy on the books? Why are we going to pay him around $10 million? We are going to suck. So the more veteran players, as needs arise, Nick Caserio starting the fire sale, if you will, stacking draft picks for their rebuild. I like that move from the Houston Texans. I've heard something today that I've never heard from an NFL player before. And I don't know if I appreciate his honesty or his stupidity. Don't say this. Do not say this. Jamar Chase had the case of the dropsies. He's a rookie, big time wide receiver. He says it's because the NFL football is hard to see. And that's why he's having a hard time catching the ball. Now, as he explains it, and I know he's being serious, and again, I appreciate the honesty, he's used to the college ball that has the white stripe on it. In high school, the ball has a white stripe on it. The NFL ball doesn't have a white stripe on it. So he's having trouble judging where the football is because it's this brown leather thing flying through the air, and he can't catch. It hits him in the hands, and he drops it. But he says he's having a hard time seeing the football. Now, I hear that, and I'm thinking, dude, you can't say that out loud. You can't. I mean, it reminds me of the running back from Hard Knocks on the Cowboys with his contacts, and his glasses are fogging up. You got to do whatever you can to see. Maybe you need glasses. As a guy that has a variety of eye issues and astigmatism and this and that, I understand when you can't see a football. There was a point before I got my new glasses and got it fixed when I was doing high school football. If the ball, especially on extra points, was in the part of the stadium that didn't have the background, I couldn't see the ball. I flat could not see the ball until, I was waiting on the referees. True story. Got new glasses, got that fixed. Now I can see the ball. So I understand what he's saying to a degree, but maybe you get your eyes checked before you start blaming the football. I've never heard that in all my years of watching football, have somebody say, I just can't see it. Now, if you're playing and it gets up in the lights and you couldn't pick it up and it was a one-off thing, sure, that happens. I totally believe that. You ever go to Cowboys Stadium, especially those late playoff games, those 3 o'clock windows, and Jerry could put up curtains but decides not to, and the sun is coming through and the receiver's got to look back into that. Yeah, they can't see the ball. That makes sense. But you're in practice dropping everything. And now you're going to say it's because you can't see the damn ball? Again, I don't know if I appreciate the honesty or the stupidity there. Get your eyes fixed. I mean, that just sounds comical. Top selling jerseys as we head into the NFL season, according to Fanatics, the top selling jersey is Josh Allen. It's going to be a big year for the Buffalo Bills. I'll tell you how big on my Blitz predictions coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, but Josh Allen and the Bills are going to have one hell of a year. Mac Jones from the New England Patriots is number 2. These are top-selling jerseys on Fanatics since August 1st. Tom Brady is at number 3, Justin Fields at number 4, Patrick Mahomes at number 5. Now, what's interesting there is Mac Jones and Justin Fields have yet to play a down. Justin Fields is yet to be named a starter. But we knew that Mac Jones's jerseys were selling like hotcakes because when he won the job over Cam Newton, the guy from ESPN said he went to go buy one to use it as a prop, and they were all sold out. And Fanatics will get more. We know that. What I find interesting there is you got the 2 rookie quarterbacks on the list before they play it down, and you still got Tom Brady right up there. Patrick Mahomes is right up there. In fact, overall, because those top 5 with Josh Allen at number 1 since August 1, overall, Tom Brady still has the top-selling NFL jersey. Kobe Bryant has the top-selling NBA jersey. Still, Kobe Bryant's jersey is the number one selling NBA jersey on Fanatics. And there was some interesting Kobe Bryant news today. And odd. And part of me is like, why is this coming out now? But it's a part of Kobe Bryant's history that we don't talk about. And that's part of the reason why I was like, I don't even know if I want to talk about that. The FBI has released documents from that rape case in Colorado. Apparently, there was a guy that contacted Kobe Bryant through his people, willing to pay or willing to accept $3 million to kill the woman that was accusing Kobe Bryant of rape. Now, Kobe Bryant did the right thing and gave the information to the FBI, and the FBI sentenced that guy to jail and then deported him. He was living in L.A. at the time, but he's not from the United States. But there was a guy that contacted Kobe that said, dude, I'll make your problems go away for $3 million. I don't know how many millions it cost Kobe to settle out of court, but we know he settled that case out of court. But I'm glad that Kobe Bryant didn't go, hey, that's a pretty good idea, and be associated with that. But it's interesting that with everything with Kobe Bryant, nobody ever talks about Colorado. Nobody ever brings it up. So when I was clicking through ESPN.com today and I saw that, I was like, what the hell are they talking about? What a bizarre story for it to randomly drop today. And who was searching for it? It doesn't say why the FBI released it. I don't know if there is documentations, if there's some rule or law that after so many years, the FBI makes all their private files public. I don't know. Apparently it dropped last week. Somebody found it today and it made ESPN. But I never heard about a murder for hire situation involving Kobe in Colorado. And if I did, I don't remember it at all. None of that is ringing any bells. But I thought that was interesting. And then again, it's the part of Kobe's history that nobody ever talks about. After his untimely passing, nobody brings that up. I mean, that's and you talk about athletes that have gone through things that have overcome and been successful. They're still a part of that negative story that always somehow comes up. Yeah, he's done this, and he had that, but look what he's doing now. You never hear that with Kobe. And he still has the number one selling NBA jersey on Fanatics, which I think is phenomenal. I mean, that is a very, very cool thing. So interesting story there with Kobe Bryant. Again, who knew? And good on Kobe for having an option that he's like, I'm not going that route. I am. There's a lot of things going on here, but I am not going that route. Not going to happen. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. If you want to be a part of the show, it is easy to do. You can always dial up the Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Get us on Twitter. I am at Jason Minix. Pledger is at I am Pledger. Or better yet, come see us. We're at Hill House, 1604 in Babcock. It's a Cowboys watch party with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to be on the air up until kickoff and stick around and watch the game here at Hills and Dales. Miller Lite has brought a lot of prizes to give away. So come out here. You can register to win those great prizes. And, of course, $3 Miller Lite cans, those Drew Pearson 16-ounce cans, all night long here at Hills and Dales Ice House. So you can do that. It is a Thursday. What's on tap coming up at 5:45. We also have to give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market, Grilling with the Blitz. So if you go to sasportstar.com, if you did some grilling over Labor Day weekend, you took a photo of what was on your grill, upload it. You know, we haven't picked a winner yet, so you'll have an opportunity to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. If it's not this week, it's next week. While you're also at sasportstar.com, Register for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue. Get your picks in. First game tonight, Tampa Bay and Dallas. And then, of course, the game's on Sunday. Weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Pinkerton's and a gift card to Mellow Mushroom. So you could do that. You could also register to win tickets to the Paradise Canyon First Responder Military Appreciation Day concert, which is coming up on September 11th out at Paradise Canyon. Live music from the Wilder Blue starting at 7:30 in front of their Iron Tree Pavilion, which is a great outdoor venue, 7,000 square foot venue. They've got lots of events going on all out there. More details on the event at paradisecanyon.com. But if you want to win tickets, register at sasportstar.com. Lots of things going on our website. So go there, register for all the good stuff, win a lot of stuff. Come see us here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. You can win a lot of great stuff from Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll talk some college football. Eric Morris, head coach of the UIW Cardinals. He joins us next here on the Blitz. You know, Alamo Water Softeners has a perfect solution for your family's complete water treatment. Jason Minix here. Alamo Water Softeners has their top-of-the-line CareSoft Elite Plus 1 filter on sale right now. You can save $1,000 on this advanced two-stage system built to protect your family from harmful contaminants. You can save $1,000 right now while supplies last. Now, I've had a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners in my home for about a decade. Wouldn't live without one. And Alamo Water Softeners is a great locally owned, family-run business by the Townsends. Great people. They run a great business. They're great to work with. That is why they were voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite on the Nextdoor app. They provide the best value for the highest quality water treatment. And right now, you do want to take advantage of their special. Save $1,000 on the CareSoft Elite Plus 1 system. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com. Let's get a Sports Center update. Here's James Pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Jason. Well, the NFL season kicks off tonight with the Dallas Cowboys visiting the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, of course, you can catch that game right here on your home for the Dallas Cowboys. San Antonio Sports Star. It all starts right after the Blitz as we'll take you all the way up to kickoff at 7:20. The Texans have finalized a trade that's sending cornerback Bradley Roby to the Saints as they'll convert $7.6 million of his $8.9 million salary into a signing bonus to help facilitate this trade to the Saints. And in return, Houston is receiving a third-rounder this year from the Saints and a sixth-rounder in 2023 that will be conditional. In college football, according to a report by CBS Sports, Dennis Dodd, the Big 12 president, at a meeting on Friday will rubber stamp the invitations to join the conference from BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF. Monday, Houston president Renu Kator received approval from his university's Board of Regents to pursue application. Yesterday, Cincinnati and UCF officially applied, and BYU reportedly completed its application process on Wednesday as well. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Thomas J. Henry has been featured in Forbes magazine, Fortune magazine, and Bloomberg Business Week for securing record-breaking results for clients injured in accidents. For more info or to start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Dig a trench, gravel the driveway, remove a tree stump. To tackle the big jobs, you need the power of Kubota. At Ewald Kubota, we have the tractors and construction equipment to get it done fast and get it done right. You've come to rely on the quality and dependability of Kubota compact tractors and implements, and at Ewald Kubota, rental equipment is available at all of our locations. Right now, all new rental customers get 10% off their first rental. For a store near you, visit ewaldkubota.com.
The healthiest patients in San Antonio are at the Institute for Functional Health. I'm Dr. Torres, and we help folks get off medications, feel better, look better, and become undeniably healthy. You've struggled with the same health concerns for a long time. It's frustrating, depressing, and nothing has worked. The good news is, at the Institute for Functional Health, we know everyone is unique, and medicine is never a one-size-fits-all solution. That's why we order specific labs to uncover the root cause of your symptoms. Your blood gives us all the answers, and we develop a doctor-supervised game plan that is specifically designed for you. Over the last decade, we have helped thousands of individuals look and feel years younger. All of us at the Institute for Functional Health are proud to say we have the healthiest patients in San Antonio, and we will help you become part of that club. See for yourself at iffhealth.com and call to schedule your complimentary consultation at 468-1891. 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 468-1891.
Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, now opening at noon 7 days a week at all 4 area locations. Slackers is your home to 7 days a week happy hour, and they now start at noon every day. And by popular request, Slackers brings back their signature frozen drinks. Visit slackersbarsa.com for more info.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV.
And I'm that voice from movies you watch on demand. DirecTV Stream brought us together to save the world.
Maybe not save the world, but DirecTV Stream does bring your live and on-demand favorites together.
Your favorites together.
I just said that.
She just said that.
Introducing DirecTV Stream, the best of live TV and on-demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together at DirecTV.com.
Requires high-speed internet and compatible device. Content varies by package and location. Restrictions apply.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Hall of Famer Warren Sapp here to tell you about my favorite sports book, BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. Just like me, BetUS is the Hall of Famer of online betting with more than 25 years in the biz. Call today, and they will get you set up faster than I can run the 40. I play at BetUS, and so should you. BetUS.com.
Join now and get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Call 1-800-MY-BETUS.
Tell them Sapp sent you.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. It's Diamonds Direct's most aggressive offer ever. Pick any item, get the super low price Diamonds Direct is known for, and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest and 0 down. No exceptions. Don't miss this incredible limited time offer. 5 years, 0 interest on approved credit only at Diamonds Direct at the shops at Lock Ontario.
The play is in. The Blitz with Jason Minix and Sports Insiders. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out of Hills and Dales Ice House. 1604 and Babcock as we get you ready for the Cowboys Buccaneers. Tonight we're having a big watch party with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. We have a lot of great prizes to give away. First drawing's coming up at 5 o'clock, and the early bird gets the worm. You got to pick your prizes. We've got Cowboys tickets to give away. We've got a Cowboys Miller Lite OtterBox cooler to give away. That thing's about $350. We got hats, we got shirts, we got all kinds of stuff. So get out here and get ready and watch Cowboys and Bucks tonight. But as we do every Thursday, we talk to Eric Morris, head coach at Incarnate Word. Coach, we're out here. We're having some internet issues. If I lose video, don't worry. I'm still on the phone. But, you just end up going full screen, showing off that new hat of yours, man. How you doing?
Fantastic. So what ice house are you at? Where are you?
We are at Hills and Dales Ice House, 1604 in Babcock. So for you, it wouldn't be but maybe about a 20, 25-minute drive. We'll get that beer you've been threatening with me for a while.
Perfect. I might take you up on that in a little bit.
Absolutely. Just in Google's map, just put in Hills and Dales. You don't have to know. Just listen. She'll get you here. It's exactly what we're doing. And we're going to have fun. Now, Coach, tough loss the other day. Your offense was clicking. The defense, though, you score late, you get a stop, you win the game. How do you I'm trying to think of the right way to ask this question because late in the game, it looked like, and you'll verify or not, or maybe, looked like you let them score because you knew your offense was good enough to go down there and take the lead. So it looked like you let them score with a couple minutes to go. Then you guys score. Not enough time on the clock, I didn't think, for them to go score, yet they got into field goal range, sent the thing to overtime, and ended up winning.
Yeah, situationally, and too, we play the analytics game just like most people now. We have a big book that we pay for, and it's been great for us so far. Our third down and fourth down percentage has gone up dramatically over the course of the last 2 years that we've had it. And so really we went for a fourth down on our own territory with about 4 minutes left that the book said on 4th and 1 to go on our own 30. And so and to be honest with you, a play that we did not execute at a high level and weren't able to get the 4th and 1. They were able to go down and score. But and I talked to the analytics guys after that, and they said that exactly why the book says that is that you have an explosive offense. And over the course of the last 3 years, you've shown that, it's not unlikely for you guys to score in 2 minutes or less. And so our guys came back and put together a great drive there at the end. And gave it to them, I think, with 38 seconds left. And we had 2 great plays on defense, got them to third down, forced them into a scramble drill. And then when they were able to complete a scramble drill, it just comes down to tackling. I mean, and that's something we've stressed all week, and we've stressed finish this whole entire offseason. We didn't get it done. We've been blunt with our kids this week, and we've got to be able to tackle at a high level more consistently for us to reach our full capability for sure.
When you think about the spring season that you had, and then, of course, the game against Youngstown and the defensive issues, it looks similar to the same problems we saw in the spring. At this point of the year, is it correctable?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. I've faced the defense every day in practice, for all spring long and then throughout fall camp. And so we've added some new guys at some key positions. We got a guy, Brandon Bowen, who's Bruce Bowen's nephew, that's playing defensive end for us. That was definitely the best defensive player on the field for us out there this last game. I mean, he led our team in tackles, had 2 sacks and 2 tackles for loss, and that's at a defensive end position. So really excited about what he brings to the table for us. Really where we're missing tackles with some youth on the back end, I thought. And then our linebackers got to play a little bit better. Kalechi Analabechi's a guy that's played a lot of ball for us around here, and we're going to count on him being a tackling machine. And he showed up a couple times. There's a point in the third quarter, and we watched this as a team in the third quarter where, we make them go 3 and out 3 straight times. And we look like a completely different team with different energy, and their tackling, have good leverage points. And so that shows me it can be done. And I've faced them and I've seen them in scrimmages. They've tackled better. And so we have to find a way to get that coming out on a consistent basis. Or just like you said, we're going to continue into these same lulls, and we're going to be in a dogfight at the end. And we've proven the last couple of times in these dogfights we're not tough enough to come out with a victory. And so we've been candid with our guys. I mean, we got to find a way to get over this hump. And we worked hard to do it all week. We've tackled some in practice, a lot of physicality this week. And so look forward to seeing how they respond on Saturday night.
Home opener coming up Saturday night. We'll get into the details against Prairie View in a moment as we visit with Eric Morris, the head football coach of the UIW Cardinals. Your offense, we saw it in the spring. Cam Ward, Brown, the receivers that you have, your offensive line, just dominant. And we saw that the other night against Youngstown State. I mean, you got to feel like you score over 40, you're probably going to win 95% of the games, if not more. Is there a concern as the coach that making sure your offense doesn't get mad at the defense, a division in the locker room, that they're doing their part? They need the defense to step up and get those stops?
Yeah, and too, and this is the ultimate team sport, and we talk about it all the time. And we need all 3 sides of the ball to come together. And so we pulled some clips this week and watched them as a team just to show that everybody had a chance. I mean, the first drive of the offense, we marched straight down the field, get it, on the 1 yard line, going in to punch it in for a score. And we have a penalty ourselves and drop off side. Go back and we miss a field goal. And so you look at that, there's some points off the board. We missed a couple extra points. We had a punt block. So I think, with this team, there's always this unity where the team's more important than anything. And that's why, we added tight ends into it. But I like the balance of our offense. I thought, we did a little bit better job of keeping the tight end, keeping them off balance, staying true to the run game. I don't think that I jumped off the script too early and just stopped running the football. And we were really balanced. I think Kevin Brown had a great game. And then our receivers, it's as much balance as we've ever had. I mean, I think we had all 4 starting receivers had over 80 yards receiving. So I thought Cameron did a great job at really taking what the defense gave him, which we've been preaching this offseason, and not forcing things. And so I think that, that kid is a special talent, and I think he'll continue to only grow and continue to get better throughout this next couple of years.
Eric Morris, head football coach at UIW, with us here on the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. The home opener is Saturday night. You're celebrating First Responder Appreciation Night. Single game season tickets available. Just call the UIW ticket office at 210-805-3000, 805-3000. And you go out and you watch an exciting brand of football. I wish people understood how exciting your offense is. Now, I saw you speaking Tuesday at the San Antonio Quarterback Club. And I don't know if people realize all the connections that you have from your days at Texas Tech and, hearing some of your cool stories at Tech. And as a Longhorn fan, I still blame Blake Gideon for dropping the national championship trophy, not giving Michael Crabtree the credit or the fact that you had 2 touchdowns in that game. But when you started talking about all the coaches and players that you're connected to, and I feel like I know you pretty well, I was even like, damn, Eric Morris has so many connections, and your offense is a blend of all those offenses that we're always talking about.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've been blessed to be mentored by a lot of great men and a lot of great coaches, and I attribute kind of the way I like to run a program and my philosophy on offense is kind of a combination of all of them. And between Sonny Dykes and Dana Holgerson, Cliff Kingsbury, Sonny Cumbie, Mike Leach, Lincoln Riley, and Seth Luttrell all in one room that kind of molded me as a player and now into a coach. There's a lot of great minds right there. And so I always say, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I pride myself into paying attention, and I think my long-term memory is pretty good. And so always able to kind of draw back and take some of those things and those learning lessons that I've had over the course of time with those guys.
And then, of course, some of the big-time players and quarterbacks that you've gotten to recruit, coach up, and, whether you're talking about Patrick Mahomes or a Baker Mayfield, and we see what they do on a football field. In a lot of ways, you see some of that. I don't want to stretch it too far, but Cameron Ward plays like a combination of those 2 guys. I mean, he's got that it factor that even when a play is broken, it ain't over. He's going to make something happen.
Yeah, incredible vision. I mean, the kid sees the field really well, which, in our recruiting strategizing, we love the fact that he was a great basketball player. And I think that he gets that from playing so many years of basketball, and he's just used to seeing people in space. And so, sometimes, he has plenty of things where, in the game the other day, he threw a pass that definitely he didn't throw in practice, wasn't the right read, but it's a touchdown because he was able to see what the defense is doing and where his space was on that field. So, I think that the sky's the limit. And honestly, I've been around some great ones, and I think that everybody will get a chance someday to see that kid play on Sundays.
High praise coming from UIW head football coach Eric Morris here on the Blitz. You've got Prairie View A&M coming up Saturday night, 7 o'clock kickoff there at Benson Stadium. Beer is available at the stadium, so go out there and watch some great football. What do we know about Prairie View A&M?
Yeah, good ball club. I mean, they looked really sharp this last week against Texas Southern. Really on all 3 sides of the ball, they kind of dominated the football game. They have a transfer quarterback that's coming from Louisville. 6'5", 230 pound guy that was, a 4-star kid coming out of high school, highly recruited, that had a good game. And he's similar to Cameron. I think his arm talent's probably not as good, but he kind of makes plays when they're broken down. He gets out of the pocket and can change his arm angle and kind of make something out of nothing. So we'll have to do a great job at containing them in the pocket. And then our back end has got to step up. Last week we didn't see hardly any passes against us. Youngstown put a bunch of tight ends in there and just try to run it right down our throats. And so, but these guys, it's what they see every day in practice with us. They're prepared for it. Excited about that. And then on defense, they like to blitz a ton and they go cover zero and come after it. And so Cameron's going to have to be sharp. And if he can get the ball out on time to some of these receivers on some one-on-one matchups, I think there could be a lot of explosive plays. I think we had 14 explosions in the Youngstown game. And, in 7 games, they only gave up 30 to 7 games when we watched and scouted them last year. So we're an explosive offense, and hopefully we can continue that with kind of their attacking style.
Eric Morris, head football coach at UIW. Before I let you go, I want to circle back to something because I find it fascinating. 4th and 1 from your own 30-yard line late in the game, and you go for it because the analytics say go for it. And quite honestly, I appreciated the gutsy call there. It didn't work out. You live to play another down. At what point, when you rely so heavily on analytics, do you go, if that's what the book says, that's what we're doing? Or is it like if you're in Vegas playing blackjack, sometimes you just go with your gut, even though the book says stay or deal?
No, I think if you're going to do it, you have to commit to it. And so, they do a after season review with you with a kind of an analytics team that puts us together for it. So the 2 times I didn't trust it last year were both inside the 10-yard line, and it was like going to be 4th down and 6 or 7 both times, and they thought I should go for it instead of kicking a field goal. But remind you, they take into effect who you're playing, who your opponent is, how much they score, how much you score. All these games are done based on your opponent. And then also, they think we score so many touchdowns that 3 points is not worth it, that they'd rather give the team the ball inside the 10-yard line and make them drive 90 yards. So there's definitely a science to it. And I think, when you tell the average football fan about it, or if they heard the conversations of like, hey, 4th and 7 to go after this on your own, 12-yard line, they'd be like, holy smokes, that's not smart. But, I've made myself, we trust what's going on. We did a lot of good things with it last year. It's helped us out in so many situations that we've committed to it wholeheartedly.
So with that said, and again, you've got I'm assuming you're paying for the service, so you might as well use it if you're paying for it. You get the information. So at that point, they say go for it. Is it on you as the play caller to call the right play in that situation, or they give you an idea of what play to run in those situations?
Oh, no, it's 100% on us on what the scheme is and what kind of play we're going to run. And so, and I think any kind of good blackjack player is going to be consistent. And how many times have you been in Vegas and, you're at third base there and somebody's just doing some erratical things and it messes up with their hand. You leave right away, right? And
Yep.
I'm a big blackjack fan. And so I'm glad you kind of brought that to my attention. I've never thought of it that way. But this actually makes my decision seem even more right in my brain right now, just because you compare it to blackjack. So I like where we're going with this right now.
See, and again, I'm a big blackjack player. If my wife sits down next to me, I leave because I can't play with her. She does too much stupid stuff on the blackjack table. But there's a lot of times I know what the book says, and I'll go with my gut. And I don't know if I'm 50-50, but I know I'm not up when I trust my gut in a lot of those situations. But if I've got a lot of chips out there, I'm always going by the book. Always.
No doubt. And there's a lot of chips right now for us. And so yeah, we've trusted it. It's been great for us so far. And, the end of the game last year, it actually had a situation in the book where it was telling us, I think it was against Northwestern State, with how much time was left and how fast we could score. With like 3 minutes of game left, they wanted us to let them score immediately, which is hard to do as a coach. You walk over to the defensive coordinator and you're like, hey, next play, let them score because and it was right. We were able to do it, and then we got it back, and then we marched down and went ahead. And so yeah, it's definitely mind-boggling at some points during the course of the game, and you kind of take a step back and it's like, 4th and 7. They want me to go for it, not kick a field goal right here. And so if you question one of my calls during the game, just blame it on the analytics, I guess.
Well, that's it. Between the broadcasters and the fans wondering what the hell are you thinking, you're going with what the book says to do. I mean, that's hit on 16, even though he's showing that. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm with you there. But that's part of it. It's a fascinating element that, I mean, we could talk about this all day, Coach, but I know you're busy. We've got to get ready for the Cowboys Bucks tonight. Who do you like in this one?
I like the Buccaneers. I mean, it's so remarkable to me how Tom Brady's been able to do it for so long. They put so much talent around him. I'm a big Mike Evans fan. I remember when I was at University of Houston as a receivers coach, he came to one of our camps and was just blown away about he's a basketball player, and the coach calls and is like, hey, the kid's never really played football and they're putting time into it and was just a man amongst boys out there. And so I've always respected him a ton. And so yeah, I mean, I think Bucks by 10. I'm going to go probably 24-14. Dak's rusty. Zeke's going to fumble like he always does, and I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah. Mr. Analytics, Eric Morris, head coach of the UIW Cardinals. They have Prairie View A&M Saturday night at Benson Stadium. Get your tickets, single game and season tickets. Call the UIW ticket office, 210-805-3000. 210-805-3000. Saturday is also first responder night. Good luck, Coach. Hopefully we'll see you out here at Hills and Dale's Ice House in about an hour. And if not, we'll see you Saturday night there at Benson.
No doubt. And I'm going to bring you an analytics book next time I see you too, because I think it'll be fascinating for you to see how they're set up and how they go quarter by quarter. But I'm going to bring it to you so you can kind of see what's going on game in situations.
Please do. Appreciate it. Good luck Saturday.
See you, Jason. Y'all have a great one.
Talk to you next week. Eric Morris, as he joins us every Thursday here on the Blitz, head coach of the UIW Cardinals. And I tell you what, that is a fun football team to watch and a great dude to talk to, because he's telling you stuff that a lot of coaches aren't going to tell you. About the analytics, I didn't know it was that detailed from an outside service. That's a conversation in and of itself. Come see us here at Hills and Dale's Ice House, 1604 in Babcock. We are live here until the start of the game, until kickoff between the Cowboys and Buccaneers. And, of course, you can listen to that game if you don't make it over here, right here on San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you in part by our friends at AA Best Bail Bonds. And you know nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, your on-site engineer, you get arrested, you want to get them out of jail, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or even start the bonding process online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. And you don't want to get forced into a PR bond. While it might sound good if the jail offers you one, look at all those conditions before you accept it. Make sure you understand what you're getting. Your best option, AA Best Bail Bonds, for stress-free bail bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. License number 149, whether you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, 210-225-2121 for AA Best Bail Bonds, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
We've got your free tickets to see every Dallas Cowboys home game all season long. Register to win now at sasportstar.com. Cheer on America's team on your home for Cowboys football. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, Cowboy fans, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, is throwing a huge Cowboy watch party right now at Hills and Dale's Ice House. We're going to be live out here until 7 o'clock. Come out and register for your chance to win Cowboy game tickets, a Miller Lite Cowboys OtterBox cooler, Drew Pearson Hall of Fame standee, and other prizes. And then watch the Cowboys take on the Bucs and enjoy 16-ounce cans of Miller Lite during the game for just $3. Don't miss it. We're live now at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Come join the party.
You can talk keto all you want, but if you don't have a team of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the diet marathon. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have these big, bold flavors that kick your taste buds into high gear. Korean kimchi barbecue, pasilla chili cheese, spicy dill and more. Eat them right out of the bag or try them in your favorite recipes. You'll love this snack. Visit your local HEB and southernrecipesmallbatch.com to see the power of the rinds.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
If you think the COVID vaccine alone will protect you from the coronavirus, think again. As the deadly disease breaks through to people who are vaccinated, it's critical to take a reliable temperature reading with the Exergen Temporal Scanner. It's the only thermometer whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies versus the non-contact devices that have no supporting studies and produce a false sense of security. Vaccines are not enough, and thermometer accuracy matters. Learn more at Exergen.com.
If your family depends on your income and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-519-0449. That's 1-800-519-0449. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-519-0449.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at selectquote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
Opinions. We got them. Keep them coming. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250, 94.5 FM. Maybe you're watching on Facebook. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. What you need to do is get in your car and come over to Hills and Dale's Ice House, because we're out here live with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, as we get ready for Cowboys Buccaneers tonight. And as we speak, Dak Prescott is on the football field there at Raymond James Stadium going through his early pregame warm-ups, probably doing those weird dance moves and all that kind of stuff. It was raining all day in Florida, but it's clearing up. Should be okay, but maybe field conditions are going to play a little factor. We'll talk a lot about it coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We've got a lot of great prizes to give away, only if you show up here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. We've got Cowboys tickets to give away. We've got a Miller Lite Cowboys OtterBox cooler. It's about $350. We got hats. We've got shirts. We got tumblers. We have a Drew Pearson Hall of Fame standee. You know, when you walk into a bar or convenience store, you see the big old thing standing there, you know, trying to get you to buy their beer. You always want to steal those. They get stolen all the time, end up in your garage. You could win one here. And there's a limited number of these Drew Pearson ones. So it's special. It's a collector item, if you will. So come on and see us here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, I'm going to make my season predictions. The Blitz predictions for the Cowboys record. The Texans are included there. I'll tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl. I'll give you all that information coming up. I saw Shireen Williams. We need to get her on the show. Next week, Pledge, make a note of that. We need to get Shireen on the show because she just tweeted out a little while ago. Cowboys win tonight, celebrate like it's 1995, because Cowboy fans are going to talk about being legitimately in the conversation. And you know that's true. I mean, Cowboy fans, it's 4:58. You can say we're going to the Super Bowl now. 11 o'clock, maybe not. But right now you can't, because we know how Cowboy fans are. But if they beat the Buccaneers today, It's crazy. And Rob Thompson is gotten in his nap, I think, or he's just going on adrenaline. But he's here. He's right here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Now, I told you earlier, Rob Thompson's Ben Simmons rumor of the day. And I don't know where he sourced this, how many beers he had in him before he talked about his Ben Simmons rumor of the day. But he's my source on this crazy story that actually requires Rob to have several beers for it to make sense. But it does. There's a connection there. This is RJ Ochoa-like mind connecting dots to get there. So I know Rob wasn't in a sober state when he thought of this. I don't know if he was when he said it during halftime, but it's a possibility. Don't turn his mic on. We're going to break. Yeah, we're teasing this coming up. Yeah, you know, you got time to get a beer because this can't be a sober conversation. It can't, but it makes sense. Pledge is giving me the wrap-up signal. We got football. And, you know, football season, you're going to fire up the grill, get yourself a cold beverage. You know, on that grill, you got to have the best sausage on the planet, and that is Kielbasa sausage from Kielbasa Smoked Meats right here in San Antonio. You know, Kielbasa is a great local San Antonio company. And you know they're San Antonio, even though they're a nationwide brand now. And everybody all over the country loves Kielbasa sausage. You know they're pure San Antonio because their sausage length is designed to fit in a tortilla, because they understand the value and the greatness of a sausage wrap. So, you know, you get some sausages, they don't fit, right? The Kielbasa sausage was designed to fit in a tortilla. It doesn't get more San Antonio than that. You know you're not going to watch football without some great sausage on your grill. So get into the grocery store, get your cold beverages, and get yourself some Kielbasa today.
It's football, and not the Europe kind. You know, the one where they use their feet in conjunction with the ball.
Prescott will give it a Zeke, starts up the middle, bounces left.
But they also use their feet, but they use their hands as well.
30, 20, and 10, and touchdown.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, the American kind. Dallas Cowboys football on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Happy hour is back at Twin Peaks, and we're offering up more than just great drinks. Score yourself some chips and salsa for just $2. Your choice of mozzarella cheese bites, chips and queso, or fried pickles, where they're just $4. And the triple play quesadillas or 6 boneless wings, that's right, only $6. Each of these epic appetizers are craveable, shareable, and delicious. And what a deal. Happy hour at Twin Peaks just got better. See you Monday through Friday, 2 to 7 p.m. Again at late night. Get to Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
What treatments have you tried to get rid of that joint pain? Steroids, physical therapy, pain meds? That's what they always recommend. But now there's a better way. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star, and I'm talking about QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative solutions. Natural biologic treatments with growth factors that can restore and repair damaged tissue so your body can heal the way it was designed to heal. If you've got pain in your back, knees, hips, or shoulders, call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Get a free second opinion and learn all about new natural options that give you lasting pain relief with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Call now at 210-571-0318. Don't assume that the old treatments are the only treatments, and don't go under the knife. Call QC Kinetics to learn more about these exciting alternatives. QC Kinetics in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Jason Minix. The Blitz.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix, and we are live out at Hills and Dale's Ice House. 1604 in Babcock with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to have a huge Cowboys-Buccaneers watch party tonight here at Hills and Dale's. You got 5 Super Bowl trophies sitting inside. There's a Dallas Cowboy Miller Lite OtterBox cooler. It's worth $350. Cowboy tickets that you could register. Shirts, tumblers, hats. We got all kinds of stuff that you can win, but you got to come out and see us. And if you do, there's a special bonus. My former partner in crime, Rob Thompson, double fisting. A couple of 16-ounce Miller Lights.
See, I, unlike you, am off work.
You are off work.
I am off work, celebrating. Everybody should come out here, man. This looks fantastic.
It does. And look, an hour ago, 1604 was moving briskly. Now it's kind of slow, and, in 30 minutes, it's going to be a dead crawl. So get off of that. Take the exit and come over here and win some cool stuff. And also, $3 Miller Lights all day long here at Hills and Dale's Ice House.
If you haven't been out here in a while, it is a different Hills and Dales than you might recall. This is awesome. Perfect night for football. Big TVs, cold beer.
Well, last time I was out here for work, because I have been here for fun, we were doing that big cornhole tournament. And so a lot of this stuff was all moved for the cornhole tournament. I'm looking at this going, because I think they put us in the corner because that's the only thing they could do. This place is awesome. And, the game, at least right now, because it's just 5:05. So plenty of time for Cowboy fans to still think they got a chance. In fact, I told Pledge, find an article that tells me how the Cowboys are going to win. And Pledge did from DallasCowboys.com.
Did Mickey write it?
No, it was one of the other guys, although Mickey Spagnola will join us at 6, because one of the great things about Mickey is he's smart enough not to write that.
Absolutely. This is about incremental growth, my brother. This is about this. Just show me something. We understand rest and rust and all the things that are going on. No Zach Martin. So show me something, and I think Cowboy fan will be happy. But I will tell you this. They do have a puncher's chance. We have to admit that, and it's hard to let it go that they do have a puncher's chance. History tells us that Super Bowl champs don't repeat. Now, this might be a different Super Bowl team with everybody back.
The last one that did had Tom Brady at quarterback.
But that was back when we didn't have an iPhone. Yeah. I had a Razor, man, and it was awesome. What was that, 03?
Yeah, something like that.
So, those were good times, but that's a long time ago.
And I don't know what the record is. Maybe Pledge, you could find it, what the Super Bowl champ is in the Thursday night opener.
Oh, it's brutal.
There are some things, and I look at the line, and it's a complete disrespect to Dan Quinn and the Dallas Cowboys defense. And we know last year's defense was just god-awful, historically bad. They're going to be better because they can't be worse. And when we were in Oxnard, we saw what Dan Quinn was doing. Mm-hmm. You saw some playmakers. You look at Jalen Smith in the right position. Can he return the form? I love what Micah Parsons is doing. Diggs is going to be a superstar. Now, that said, 8.5, that's Vegas stealing. That's Vegas paying for lights.
I think 8.5 is probably about right, man. I think that they have a puncher's chance in Vegas was afraid initially. I think it's dropped to 7.5. I think some money fell on the Cowboys after that number. I think they were afraid that the puncher's chance is there, that the post-Super Bowl lull playing at home. We heard Brady a couple of weeks ago, a little concerned about execution.
Sure.
He did play in the preseason. He justified it.
Yeah.
But
sure,
I think there might have been some worry that, man, we don't look as crisp. We're a little fat and happy. But
you hear Nick Saban yelling at his team today.
Mercer, don't jump on Mercer. If those kids could get out of study hall in time, they could put up a fight.
I tell you what, minutes. Nick Saban, you can play poker with that guy all day long, man. He couldn't even fake being mad. He's over there on that, talking about how we played one half and, maybe it's we don't respect our opponent. And, I think it was Mina Kimes that says, why is there a small water bottle and a big Coke bottle for the product placement that they have there? Because even Nick Saban can't fake being mad at his team trying to gear people up for the 90-point beatdown that's about to come to Mercer.
The Mercer librarians.
Yes.
The fight
a book, you're going to need it.
I'll tell you.
That game's going to be boring.
No, okay, so I'm sitting out here earlier, and I hear my voice. I hear from your deep and wonderful voice that I had a harebrained Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
This is not harebrained.
Oh, no, it's not.
If I could invite you back to my lair at home, I have a rather intricate yarn chain of how Ben Simmons will get to San Antonio via the Australian connection.
See, and
the first step came true yesterday.
And again, if you develop this theory at your house, I know that this isn't a sober theory, and I do give you a lot of credit for remembering it the next day, because that's an issue regardless of sobriety, right?
Sometimes you just party through, man.
But I look at this and I'm torn on Ben Simmons. I would love for him to be on the Spurs because of what he offers defensively. He's best defensive player in the league. Probably should have won DPOY last year. I don't like the price tag, but is 3 weeks away from training camp starting. And October 1st, the Sixers have to pay him 25% of his salary on the 1st. He's not going to not show up because nobody gives up that kind of money. So there's a deadline coming. Deadlines make deal. Ask TJ Watt, who just got paid. And it pisses me off because 2 picks before he got drafted by the Steelers, the Cowboys took Taco Charlton. Another story. Ben Simmons. Could he be a Spur? I don't like the price tag, but you have your Ben Simmons rumor of the day theory. My source on this is Rob Thompson.
Oh, it's been sourced from a variety of aluminum-hatted ham radio operators throughout the Southwest. So this is what I'm catching from the web.
All right, so this is what you get.
So the Spurs named a new assistant coach yesterday.
They did.
What's his name? Mark.
Yeah. Mike Wells.
Is it Mike Wells? No, that's not it.
Talking about Matt Nielsen?
That's
it.
Matt Nielsen.
Nielsen.
Matt Nielsen, formerly of the Austin Spurs.
Yep. And formerly of the Spurs. He was an assistant with the San Antonio Spurs before going up.
He's bounced around.
He's been around for a while.
He's made his bones. He has earned a front seat.
Yep.
He arrives. Now, what's his name again?
Nielsen.
Matt?
Yeah.
Harold?
Mike.
Mate.
Just call him Mate.
Jim.
Where's he from?
Matt.
We'll call him Mate.
Matt Nielsen.
Yeah.
He is Australian by birth. Worked extensively with Australia basketball.
Okay.
Ben Simmons. Is his father was a tremendous Australian League basketball player. Ben spent his formative years in Australia. International player. Was developed in the system that, what's his name again?
Matt.
Nielsen. Was very much a part of. He knows Ben, has since he was a young man.
Okay.
New Spurs signee, what's his name? The Strap?
Yeah.
Jock Landale.
Jock the Strap Landale?
Yeah. You can't call him the Strap.
He was born for that. I don't know if he realizes it, but
I mean, you're going to be sponsored by.
It's never gonna let you go, man.
Thanks,
This
man.
is like an earworm. Every time you see Jock Landale, you're gonna think Jock Strap Landale.
Yeah.
You're welcome
Jock
for
Strap.
that. So the Strap is Aussie by birth as well. It came up in the same system as the same age, a bit younger, obviously, but not too many years, as Ben Simmons. They are part and parcel of the same program. I give you 3 Australians in this triangle. Now, we lost one.
Yeah.
But he was replaced by a coach and a player. I do think that it's not intentional, but it certainly doesn't hurt.
It's connecting the globe, if you will, for the Spurs to go after Ben. And again, I think Pop would love a defensive-minded player like Ben Simmons. I don't know about all the other crap that Ben Simmons brings along because, the number one rule with Greg Popovich is check yourself at the door. And I don't know if Ben Simmons is capable of that, although maybe coming to San Antonio, away from all the Kardashian stink, you come to San Antonio and you get away with it. Doug Gottlieb, I think a week ago when he was on the Blitz, talked about the $15 million house that Ben Simmons bought in Los Angeles. It does not have a basketball goal anywhere in it. And you hear that. And you're like, all right, first off, most NBA guys I know have some sort of basketball goal. During the pandemic, the ones that lived in apartments or whatever went to Academy or whatever, and they bought one. You got a $15 million house. You got a movie theater, bowling alley. You don't put in a basketball gym. You don't have a sport court somewhere.
There might have been an HOA thing, man. I don't know. I'm not going to buy that, man. I'm sorry. That's if you're looking to find an issue, you'll find an issue.
Well, but again, one of the knocks on Ben
he hasn't improved. There is no question about it.
And he doesn't want to.
Well,
because he put the knock on Ben Simmons. He travels with a big entourage besides Kardashian. He travels with a big entourage. He surrounds himself with nothing but yes types, and he doesn't put in the offseason work. Now, it's one thing for us to hear that and talk about it, but it's another when you've got guys like Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley talking about it. Here are a couple of Hall of Famers on the big podcast talking about the greatness of Ben Simmons.
Well, I'm disappointed in Ben Simmons. When you give somebody $200 million to dribble a stupid basketball, and the only thing you ask them is be better as a player, and their first response is, I don't want to play here anymore. That disappoints me as a player. It disappoints me as a fan. They're not saying, hey, come over here and cut my grass. They're saying, Ben, we need you to learn how to shoot the basketball.
I have G14 classification to say what I'm about to say.
What does that mean?
Ben Simmons, you're not that good.
Some kind of
and then in this league, you want to be good or do you want to be great? You're not great. But if you want to get to that next level, you have to be great. And to be great, you have to work on your game. Don't be putting pictures on your Instagram or your Ferrari or what actress you hang around with. When you play for a town like Philadelphia, Boston, LA, Miami, hard-working town, they don't give a shit about none of that. They want you to come, work hard, and play hard. I was at that game 6 when that man didn't even look at the basket. And I know as a player, first thing I do is I look in the player's eyes. That man was out there terrified. Not terrified of playing, but terrified of being fouled and missing free throws. Forget all that.
What's crazy, when you see the videos that he put up, he's making those shots that he didn't take. Like
making them,
hey,
yes.
Spice, I live in Philadelphia during the summer. This is the 3rd year in a row they put up them buzz jump shots during the summer. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe anymore.
You know, a lot of these people, you hear from your followers how good you are, how great you are. But you're hearing from some OGs right now. You ain't that damn good. And I said it, and I said what I said. And Chuck said what he said. If you don't like it, do what you got to do. But you ain't that damn good.
He's not that damn good. And by the way, G14 Classified is a quote from the movie Rush Hour with Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. I can't believe you didn't know that. Thank you, James Pledger.
Well done,
Yeah.
James Pledger. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple things there. Everything they said is true.
All of
it. But except at the end. You have already said he is a defensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
His father was a professional basketball player. His godfather was the head coach at LSU. He has grown up amongst coaches. Now, we can say that maybe once he got paid, he got fat and got a little lazy. But to say he doesn't want to put in the work, I just don't agree. You don't get to where he is. So knowing that, he came up under a hard atmosphere. He knows that Doc Rivers threw him under the bus. I've never seen a coach just abandon one of his guys. So I can understand the anger. I also see the situation he's in because Daryl Morey is asking for a king's ransom for somebody that ain't worth it.
Well, and that's Daryl Morey is quickly coming up against the deadline to come off of his high asking price.
So what did we hear from Ben yesterday or today? Look, I can't make the deal. You guys have to make the deal. I can't go out, which is his agent going, I'm calling teams. Well, teams are interested, but Morey's asking for the world. Rich Paul, Clutch Sports.
Which is
LeBron, everybody's agent.
But a lot of teams especially seem to not like dealing with them anymore because they just seem to make their own deals and make it happen.
That's been an age-old problem since David Falk. This is nothing new. But the idea, what I'm saying is deals are out there waiting. And Morey is standing fast on the belief that this kid is what he drafted, and he has proved to be only what they drafted and nothing new.
If you're Brian Wright, and RC and Pop in the room, but this is going to go on Brian Wright's resume.
Oh, absolutely. This would be it.
And if he could pull off this trade,
it could be a CLM either way.
Well, that's it. Now, I'm not willing to give up the draft capital that Daryl Morey wants. I'm Brian Wright. I need that draft capital for our rebuild. While I don't want to get rid of DeJounte or Lonnie, I would for Ben Simmons. I can't give up all of my offensive possibilities because I'm getting a guy back that doesn't shoot. And so I'm trying to figure out how this trade makes sense. Now, how many other teams can we work into this deal? Because Oklahoma City has 1,000 first-round draft picks over the next 5 years that they're not ever going to be able to use. But what would they get out of the deal? And
Cleveland
again,
seems to be very interested.
But again, I'm trying to figure out how do we get Ben Simmons to San Antonio without giving up draft picks. I'm willing to lose a DeJounte. I'm willing to lose a Lonnie. I don't know that I want to lose Derek because we still have to have some offense. And I think a lot of people undervalue what Derek White offers to this basketball team. But
it's not a deal breaker, but I agree with you.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, if they, I mean, yeah,
it's last option.
But I look at the rebuild has got to focus around Keldon.
True,
because he's the only guy that can't be a part of this deal. You know, I heard Danny Green on a podcast not long ago already talking as if Ben Simmons is gone and Danny Green is going to be the number one defensive option now.
He feels that way, doesn't he?
Yeah. I'm like, man.
Oh,
Doc
I
told
see
you
this
that?
must be G14 classified.
Yeah. And I don't know if he was supposed to release that classification. I mean, I don't know if that was supposed to be there from Danny Green, because I heard that and went, well, that's a major drop-off if you're Doc Rivers. And no offense to Danny Green, but, I mean, he ain't Ben Simmons defensively.
And a little old.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah.
The rumors aren't going to go away. He's never going to pay a fine. I mean, he's not going to pay $200,000 a day. What I mean by that is he'll show up and do the bare minimum if it comes to it.
It's Deshaun Watson.
But we know that the NBA, whether you think you don't have hand or leverage, you do. There was no reason for Harden to get moved other than he put on a fat suit and whined for a couple of weeks. I want out of here so bad. And they got rid of him. They didn't have to do it or send him to Brooklyn. They just chose to for the betterment of the community and the team. If you want out, you get out. So if Ben makes enough stink and makes enough noise, you just go. You don't have enough time in the day to keep a team together and try to compete for a title like Doc has and placate Ben Simmons. You just got to get him out as soon as possible for whatever you can get. Morey's just holding tight to see this deadline deal, to see what that final offer is. And he's not going to get what he wants.
Gut feeling, Rob Thompson, from R&R in the morning, weekdays 7 to 10. And halftime from noon to 2, except tomorrow because he'll be on a plane. We'll get into that in a second. Gut feeling. Ben Simmons, where does he end up?
He doesn't end up in San Antonio, but San Antonio is part of the deal. I think with the 17 guys under contract, I still don't know what the hell's going on with the Fareed Amino. I don't know what's going on with him. So we got too many guys. We got some expending money. We've got some easy money. Cleveland is looking that roster is so disjointed. It's obvious they want to do so. They got to do something. Sacramento's still shopping Buddy Hield. I do think that there's a deal out there. Whether we give up the capital it's going to cost to get Ben Simmons, even at a garage sale rate, we're not going to spend. That's not the Spurs way. And we got guys that we do trust to kind of take us through the next step. And why take on the project that Ben will be if Pop doesn't really think he's going to be here in more than 3 years? Because this is a 3-year project for Ben. I mean, we're going to have to rebuild this kid's mental, barely adequate psycho defenses and go along at the same time teaching him a jump shot.
Well, I mean, I think Chip England has the ability.
But it's a 3-year process.
Pick a hand, left or right. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
And I think Chip England could actually do that. And Greg Popovich might mentally get him in the right space. I just don't see it.
But he's got the rare ability that when you see him at his best, there's still some Magic Johnson there. There's still something that if you can get him there, he's worth the investment. He's worth the time because what he can do, even without the jump shot, is unique. He's still a 20-point-a-night guy without hitting a three.
Yeah.
And his free throw shooting isn't awful. He's just afraid to take them. So he's still a scorer. He's just not a shooter. You'd still get buckets from him in all the defense. I think some of the stuff that Shaq talking about don't be a distraction and go play. Come on, fat baby.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Seriously. The round mound to rebound going, OG, dude, you were as big a distraction as anybody ever was.
But when you hear players calling out other players, especially the old,
and I appreciate that.
They tend not to do that,
but
especially with the superstars.
Pot and kettle, come on, man.
Yeah, no, it's true. And again, I mean, the messenger is there, but I hear that from me, from you, from Stephen A. or whatever, and that's a pundit talking. When you get Shaq talking about
they're right.
locker room stuff, because that's kind of stuff that you might hear from players in a locker room.
But to imply he isn't working is to deceive.
Yeah, that's the rumors that we have heard from him. I mean, he's not the show up early, stay up late, go to the gym late at night. We see it right now, whether it's Keldon or DeJounte. They don't go to the gym without putting it on Instagram because apparently, it's James Pledger's rule. You can't work out unless you post about it, right? It's so you see Keldon and DeJounte, these guys in the gym at 6 a.m, 6 at night, midnight, constantly.
You know how long he has to stay in the gym just to get video of a made jump shot? That's hours. He's spending hours in the gym just to get that little TikTok.
But I think at least be smart. Rob Gronkowski last year, when they were working out at home, recorded all kinds of videos of him in different outfits just so he had them that he could send his coaches that he was working out. I mean, Ben Simmons could be smart and just go to the gym and just post. Here's my shoes. I'm at the gym.
Mad respect.
I mean, that's what it boils down to. Rob Thompson, R&R in the morning. You and Rudy J are sounding fantastic. Man, I miss you in the afternoons, but I love it.
Likewise,
hearing you in the morning. I know you're out to Colorado tomorrow after R&R in the morning. I'm waiting for the I didn't make it into work. And a Cowboy game tonight. You're double fisting Miller Lights here at 5:30. I know that alarm goes off.
Rudy's pretty good, isn't he? Rudy J, that is one good talk radio host.
He is.
I think, at any moment, he could carry a show by himself without any issue at all. Well, I'm just throwing that out to the end of the wind.
It's a possibility.
He is good,
I mean, your wife is here.
Yes.
I haven't seen your son, Jack Thompson. Is he still working on the Saturday morning hangover?
Yes, he is.
Because every week when I tune in, I don't hear Jack, and I hear he's wearing a matching outfit with his girlfriend at the lake.
Well, there is that.
Yeah. I mean, a guy that works one day a week.
He keeps asking for a raise. And
yeah, eventually, you got to get off the floor at some point.
I can't give you a raise. How about a title and some time off?
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. But there's promos that say you're there. Get him a free beer here at Hills and Dale's Ice House.
He owes me.
All right. Go have a beer with your wife, man.
I certainly will. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Rob Thompson from R&R in the morning, weekdays 7 to 10. We are here at Hills and Dale's Ice House on 1604 in Babcock. We are here until kickoff, about 7:18, 7:20, at something like that. We're going long today to get you ready for kickoff, just to make sure Greg Shelton hears the brilliance of Brad Sham's voice in his headphones, because we know the great Cowboy fan that Greg Shelton, our crack engineer on crack, is. While we're out here at Hills and Dales, we got a lot of great prizes from Miller Lite to give away. You can't win them if you don't get out here and register. But to make Greg happy, to make James happy, we'll hear John McClain bitch about the Texans next. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle will join us next. We'll talk Cowboys with Mickey Spagnola coming up at 6 o'clock with the Blitz here live at Hills and Dale's Ice House on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Alamo Water Softener. It's a great locally owned, family-run business by the Townsends. I've had a water softener from Alamo Water Softeners in my home for about a decade. Had one in the last house. When we moved in January of 2020, the first thing I had installed was the new water softener from Alamo Water Softeners. We knew what time closing was when we were get the keys and what time Alamo Water Softeners was going to be at the house, because I wouldn't live without one. And right now they have the perfect solution for your family's complete water treatment. The top-of-the-line CareSoft Elite Plus 1 filter is on sale right now. You could save $1,000 on this advanced two-stage system built to protect your family from harmful contaminants that might be in your water. Save $1,000 on the CareSoft Elite Plus 1 system while supplies last. Take advantage of this special, and you're working with a great company. Alamo Water Softeners was voted a 2020 neighborhood favorite on the Nextdoor app. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. That's alamowatersofteners.com. John McClain joins us next right after Sports Center with James Pledger. Pledge?
Thanks a lot, Jason. Since we're going to talk Texans with John McClain, let you know that they made themselves a trade here as they finally finalized that trade with the New Orleans Saints, sending Bradley Roby there in exchange for a third-round pick this coming season and a conditional sixth-round pick in 2023. The Texans also had to convert $7.6 million of his $8.9 million salary into a signing bonus to help facilitate the trade to New Orleans. The NFL season will kick off tonight as the Dallas Cowboys visit the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a game you can catch right here on your home for Dallas Cowboys football. San Antonio Sports Star will take you all the way up to kickoff at 7:20. In college football, according reports, the Texas Longhorns have landed another commitment from their 2022 class and 4-star defensive tackle Justice Finkley, who chose the Longhorns over Alabama and Colorado. As a matter of fact, the Horns plucked Finkley right out of Saban's backyard, as he's from Trussville, Alabama. The 85th best player in the 2022 class is a top 10 interior defensive lineman. Finally, in Major League Baseball, the Rangers and Astros both have the day off today, but will return to action tomorrow, while the Missions have taken the first 2 games against the Rough Riders in Frisco with a 5-4 win last night. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star.
ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, Cowboy fans, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, is throwing a huge Cowboy watch party right now at Hills and Dale's Ice House. We're going to be live out here until 7 o'clock. Come out and register for your chance to win Cowboy game tickets, a Miller Lite Cowboys OtterBox cooler, Drew Pearson Hall of Fame standee, and other prizes. And then watch the Cowboys take on the Bucs and enjoy 16-ounce cans of Miller Lite during the game for just $3. Don't miss it. We're live now at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Come join the party.
It's that time of year again, and all eyes are now turning to football as teams are back on the gridiron. BetOnline.net is your #1 spot for all the pro and college football odds and news this season. Get all the updated info on players, teams, and odds to help you with your new football contests, leagues, and new survivor pools. BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite sports. Pro sports, MMA, championship boxing, golf, horse racing, they have it all. Bring the game home with BetOnline.net, your online sports experts.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Listen up, sports bettors. This is Hall of Famer Warren Sapp here to tell you about my favorite sports book, BetUS.com. I only endorse one sports book, and that's BetUS.com. Just like me, BetUS is the Hall of Famer of online betting with more than 25 years in the biz. Call today, and they will get you set up faster than I can run the 40. I play at BetUS, and so should you. BetUS.com.
Join now and get up to 200% in bonuses on your first deposit. Call 1-800-MY-BET-US.
Tell them Sapp sent you.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Twin Peaks is adding one of the most well-kept secrets in all the beer community to select Texas drink menus. Yes, Yuengling Traditional Lager is here. Starting August the 11th, participating Twin Peaks lodges will serve that coveted Northeastern Premium Lager at a perfect 29 degrees. In addition to its scenic views and those made-from-scratch menus, Yuengling Traditional Lager pairs perfectly with Twin Peaks Nashville Hot Chicken and, oh, those hand-smashed and seared burgers and those great new loaded fries. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and, oh, those scenic views.
Jason Minix, The Blitz.
Minix here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out at Hills and Dale's Ice House, 1604 in Blanco with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. It's a Miller Lite Dallas Cowboys watch party here at Hills and Dale's. We're on the air until kickoff, about 7:20, but we want to get you down here to Hills and Dale's Ice House early, 1604 in Babcock. We got a lot of great Cowboy prizes to give away. We've got Miller Lite Cowboys OtterBox cooler to give away. We've got Dallas Cowboys tickets. We've got shirts. We've got hats. We've got all kinds of stuff with Miller Lite and the Dallas Cowboys to give away. There are 5 Super Bowl trophies here. They actually belong to Charles Haley, but Miller Lite has them on display. Charles Haley is not here. Cowboys Bucks tonight. Texans open on Sunday against Jacksonville. Let's talk about it. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle joining us as he does every Thursday. Happy football season, John. I know you've got your first game coming up Sunday, but just the fact that we're here, we've made it to the regular season.
Jason, it's an exciting time, not just because it's the Cowboys against the defending Super Bowl champions, but because it's the start of another season. I'm sure you're like me and everybody listening. It's almost like going to the first day of school when you were growing up. You got so excited to see who your teacher would be and your classmates, and that's the way I'm about the season, especially tonight to watch the Cowboys play the Buccaneers.
Not many are giving the Cowboys an opportunity to win tonight. Certainly Vegas doesn't give them much of a chance. They're more than a touchdown dog. I asked James Pledger, our great producer, find an article that talks about the Cowboys winning, and he did. It was on DallasCowboys.com. When you see such an underdog and everybody is picking one team, it's the NFL, and defending Super Bowl champions in this opener on Thursday night with the spotlight. We know there hasn't been a team repeat as Super Bowl champions in years, and I mean, is it total disrespect for the Cowboys or just that much respect for Tom Brady and what the Buccaneers have done?
Jason, it's respect for Tom Brady and what the Buccaneers have done and disrespect for the Cowboys defense. I think once people see the Cowboys defense under Dan Quinn instead of Mike Nolan, they're going to see a noticeable difference. I don't think it's going to be a great defense, but I do know it'll be better than last season. And they're going to score a lot of points. I picked the Bucs to win this game 31-27. I think both teams are going to score a lot. Can't wait to see Dak Prescott come back. You watched the preseason. You didn't get to see their 2 best players, and I watched all of Hard Knocks. That got me fired up to watch the Cowboys, especially against Tampa Bay.
Absolutely. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle joining us here on the Blitz, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Nick Caserio completes the trade, sending Roby to the New Orleans Saints, gets a couple of picks in return. Is this the start of the fire sale of veteran players that are on big contracts with the Texans?
Absolutely not. That's the thing about Bradley Roby. I saw somebody say fire sale, and I'm thinking they're clueless about this franchise. Why in the world wouldn't he have already done it? Why would he wait till the start of the season? Roby wasn't going to play in this game because he was suspended by the league. Last year he missed the game for disciplinary reasons. David Culley and Nick Caserio have a kind of player they want as they try to build a culture with veteran players. Next year they'll get younger when they're going to have a lot of draft choices. And if you don't fit it, and Bradley Roby didn't, you're going to be gone. But I don't know anybody else that's in that boat.
When you look at the Texans as they get ready to kick off this season Sunday against Jacksonville, the expectations for Houston this year are obviously low. Saw power rankings that had them ranked dead last. What do you expect to see from David Culley in this squad? I mean, are they going to be bad and look bad, or do you think they're going to be competitive, just unable to win just because they don't have the talent?
Jason, nobody has a clue. We don't know what kind of coach David Culley is because he's never been a head coach. We don't know how Urban Meyer is going to do in the NFL. Will he be like Jimmy Johnson, start bad and then win multiple Super Bowls? Will he be like Nick Saban, start bad and hightail it back to college football, or in his case, back to Fox Sports? And that's why it's going to be fun to watch this game. David Gully's first game, Urban Meyer's first game, Trevor Lawrence's first game. There's more interest than there usually would be for two of the worst teams in the NFL.
You know, I was actually about to say that. I mean, is when you look at the Texans, and, you know, our James Pledger is a Texan fan, our on-site engineer, Greg Shelton, is a huge Texans fan, and they know they're going to be bad, but there is a lot of interest level in seeing what they are going to look like. Now, I don't know if the same thoughts are going to be there in 6 weeks, but at least for Sunday, for this opener, it should be an interesting group to see how they develop. And at some point, we'll quit talking about Deshaun Watson, the inactive quarterback, and we'll see what Tyrod Taylor has.
The Texans have beaten Jacksonville 6 games in a row. The Jaguars have a rookie quarterback, and they have a rookie NFL head coach, and the Texans have a lot more experience because of the veterans they brought in, and yet the Texans are 3-point underdogs at home. I was picking the Texans 19-17. And when I found out they'd lost their kicker, Kaimi Fairbairn, now I'd switched to the Jaguars to win 19-17.
A lot of injuries, and the Texans are stacked at running back. The Ravens can't sign a running back without them losing an ACL. Do you see Caserio working a deal with the Ravens to acquire more draft picks in the next couple of days?
You know, they got a lot of running backs, Jason, but it doesn't mean they have good running backs. And it doesn't
they got
mean
warm bodies, which is more than
backs.
Baltimore.
It doesn't mean they got backs that other teams want. I would imagine Philip Lindsay is one they would want. 2,000-yard seasons, got hurt with the Broncos last year. And they've got 5 backs on the roster, which is unusual. I think they'll only activate 3 on Sundays. So I would trade one. I would make everybody available except their second-year free agent they signed as an undrafted rookie last year, Scotty Phillips, who just led them in rushing in preseason. I want to see what he can do, as I wanted to see what Arian Foster could do when he came to Houston as an undrafted free agent.
John McClain of the Houston Chronicle joining us here on the Blitz, as he does every Thursday. And it's not just NFL that we get to talk about with the General. It's all sports. And in Houston, the University of Houston is about to make the move to the Big 12 as Texas and OU bolt for the SEC. The Big 12 trying to get back to 12 teams. What's the reaction in Houston about the Cougars making the move up to the Big 12?
Jason, they're fired up because they've tried to do it for years. Tillman Fertitta, chairman of the Board of Regents and the Rockets owner, he's worked tirelessly behind the scenes. And so people are pumped just like they were when they went to the Southwest Conference, and their first football game was against Baylor, and I was there, and they beat the hell out of Baylor. So I think not just Houston, but being able to get Cincinnati and Central Florida and BYU, I think is the best deal you could do under the circumstances. They're not going to be as famous, and they're not going to have teams in the top 5. Not that Texas ever was, but OU was. But I think they've landed on their feet, and I think that's good.
Well, and you look at being in Ohio, being in Florida, being in Houston, and BYU being a national brand, the TV footprint and the recruiting possibilities in those 4 areas certainly are attractive for the Big 12, which is why they're doing it. They're going to be able to generate more money that way. And you bring up Tillman Fertitta, and we know the kind of investments that he has made in the Houston football program. What I didn't realize, and I don't yet know how big of a booster he is of UTSA, but Dennis Dodd at CBS Sports wrote yesterday that the American Conference, as Houston and others leave, are going to have to fill that void. That UTSA might be an opportunity. You keep Texas in the conference, but you've got Tillman behind it, both financially and his voice in the room, which I think would be huge for UTSA to move up to the American Conference.
I agree with you 100%. A school that size with a program that's where it is, I think it would be a tremendous move for them and for the conference. And anytime Fertitta throws his money and his weight and his influence behind something, it usually works out.
To have that kind of power. Have you met the man? I mean, do you know him well? What kind of guy is Tillman Fertitta?
I've met Tillman Fertitta, and he is a workaholic. He's got a million things going between his business empire with hotels in Vegas and Atlantic City and restaurants all over the country and the Rockets. And he's got front row seats at the Astros. And I don't know how he sleeps. I'm guessing he sleeps maybe 3 or 4 hours a night, but he made his money the hard way. He earned it. He didn't inherit it. That's one reason I respect him so much.
Well, and I tell you, I think half the restaurants on the Riverwalk are owned by Tillman. So that's his obvious level of interest in the UTSA football program. But I had not heard Tillman being a major donor before I read that from Dennis Dodd. So hopefully he ups the game with what Jeff Traylor's got going on with the Roadrunners and them winning football games. So we will see. John, besides the Cowboys game tonight, which is the only game tonight, the Texans game that you're going to get paid to watch on Sunday, what other NFL game, if there was one that you go, that's the matchup I want to see?
Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Nobody thinks the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. Everybody thinks Buffalo's a Super Bowl contender, and I agree. But, boy, Mike Tomlin's done a great job. They got a running game with Najee Harris. T.J. Watt's back after holding in. I think the Steelers are going to be good. They didn't win 11 in a row last year for no reason. I think with Baltimore having all these serious injuries and losing 3 backs for the season, which I've never seen at one position, that could open the door for the Steelers to finish second behind the Browns or maybe even first ahead of the Browns.
No, Pittsburgh 11 and then 0-0 last year, but I agree. I think they're going to actually end up being pretty good, and I love Najee Harris as their new running back. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle, always enjoy catching up. We'll talk to you next week.
Jason, thank you very much, and enjoy the game.
Will do. John McClain of the Houston Chronicle. If you're not, make sure you follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. That first game, Cowboys and Buccaneers, is tonight. Then, of course, all day Sunday, you got the Monday night game. I'm going to tell you the new best place to go play fantasy sports online. It is UnderdogFantasy.com. It is the best new place to play fantasy sports online with daily and season-long fantasy sports. And they've got a very cool NFL pick'em game. You can pick any 2 to 5 player props to parlay together, and you can win up to 20 times your entry in one night. You can go over-under, pick whether a player is going to go over or under a given stat line in their game. I did this earlier today. Put $5 on Ezekiel Elliott scoring a touchdown because his line is 0.5. You get 1 touchdown, you're going to win. Parlaying that with Michael Gallup going over 49.5 yards. Michael Gallup only runs deep, so if he catches one, he's going to go over that 49.5. And then they have Tom Brady listed rushing yards at 0.5. Now, that seems like a lot for Tom Brady, but he is also the master of the quarterback sneak. So when he throws that pass to O.J. Howard, he gets tackled at the 1, and Brady sneaks it in from the 1. They get a touchdown, and I'm going to win a parlay. That $5 is going to turn into 30. I mean, that's how easy and fun it is on UnderdogFantasy.com. You can play online. You can download the app. Sign up today. Use promo code RADIO to make your first deposit, and you can receive a free $25 in bonus cash. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com, find them in the App Store, register with promo code RADIO, and get $25 cash for free with your first deposit. Download the app today. Start playing today. Just use promo code RADIO when you sign up. Terms and conditions apply. Go download the app or go online, UnderdogFantasy.com.
2 teams, 22 players, and over 100,000 screaming maniacs. Your home for Cowboys football on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
What's stopping you from getting the original Peloton bike? I need flexibility with my workouts. Choose from thousands of classes available 24/7. It's hard for me to stay motivated. Programs, artist series, and badges keep you reaching new goals.
45-minute bike boot camp, 30-minute hit ride.
My 45-minute hip-hop ride.
You get all that? For how much? The original Peloton bike is now at its best price ever. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
If you think the COVID vaccine alone will protect you from the coronavirus, think again. As the deadly disease breaks through to people who are vaccinated, it's critical to take a reliable temperature reading with the Exergen Temporal Scanner. It's the only thermometer whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies versus the non-contact devices that have no supporting studies and produce a false sense of security. Vaccines are not enough, and thermometer accuracy matters. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Blake Stevens with San Antonio-based GPS of Texas. If you have commercial vehicles on the road, you're a target for personal injury lawyers. I mean, you're wearing a bullseye. Our system can protect you if there is an accident with proof of speed, video monitoring, even proof that your driver wasn't on his phone. Don't get hammered. Have real proof that you weren't at fault by installing our GPS camera tracking system. Call GPS of Texas at 210-587-7634 or gpsoftexas.com.
If your dream vacation doesn't include your spouse, it may be time for a permanent getaway. Call divorcedude.com at 210-201-0303 and ask for Mark, the Divorce Dude with Polling Law PLLC. Divorcedude.com can help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude can fight for you. Divorcedude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. If the marriage is over, why fight? DivorceDude.com.
It's always smart to shop at Diamonds Direct, but right now it's smarter than ever with 5 years, 0 interest financing and no money down on any purchase. No kidding. It's the best offer ever. Keep your money and finance the entire purchase, even the tax, for 5 years without paying a dime in interest. Get a $10,000 certified diamond for only $168 a month. It's definitely the smart way to buy, so don't miss it. On approved credit. Details at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct at the shops at La Cantera.
Our shoes have more miles on them than your car does. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson on your home for Rangers baseball. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It is the Blitz. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. You just heard Rob Thompson. He's actually here with us at Hills and Dale's Ice House. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 Miller Lights in front of him over there. Although Jack Thompson is 1. Kelly Thompson's 1. By the way, happy birthday, Kelly. Her birthday was the other day. We're here at Hills and Dale's Ice House with Miller Lite. Good big Cowboys watch party tonight. Cowboys Bucks 7:20. Lots of free stuff to give away. And that's just one of the many things that's what's on tap for tonight and this weekend.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's and Burger Joint. I always feel bad for bands that play when the Cowboys are opposite, when there's football opposite. You know, this is fine in, April, but Corey Morrow is playing tonight at Sam's Burger Joint. I'd normally go down and watch Corey Morrow.
It's a rough one.
Yeah. Corey Morrow playing tonight at Sam's Burger Joint. Cass Haley is on Friday night. Something called Linda Linda is there Saturday night, a tribute to Linda Ronstadt. Is Linda Ronstadt worthy of a tribute band?
I don't know. I guess so.
Some tribute bands are pretty good. I saw a not-so-good one from Journey the other night. Sunday, Burgers and Brews with Sour Girl, and then Wednesday they've got E.G. Vines and Joshua Ray, Summy and Friends playing out there at Sam's Burger Joint. Great spot there downtown. Go check their website for a full list of everything they've got going on at samsburgerjoint.com. Another show happening, not a big one down at the AT&T Center with Harry Styles out there. Carlos Mencia is playing at LOL Comedy Club, playing tonight all through the weekend. Green Hall has Matt Kirk and the what pledge?
Guy Fairs.
See, sometimes I'm not sure if you've actually spelled it right or if that's just really what it's called.
I don't know how to put the two dots over the E.
Because that all looks like a bunch of letters that don't belong together.
I don't know how to put the two dots over the E.
All right. Aztec Theater tomorrow night, Leon Bridges. AT&T Center out on the Terrace Restaurant has something with Dry Bar Comedy, and then the Alsper Shrine Circus. Carlos Mencia, as mentioned, is at LOL Comedy Club all weekend. At Pix Bar on Friday night, they've got 80s Night featuring a band called Obsession. I've seen them. Find something else to do. Saturday night.
Oh,
seriously, man, they were bad.
Wow.
That was not a good band. Okay, if you didn't write that on there, I should have just skipped it, but I started reading before I saw what was out there. I can't encourage people to go watch that. Save your $5 at the door. Go do something else. Lots of football this weekend. UTSA playing Lamar. That game kicks off 5 o'clock in the Alamo Dome. UIW has Prairie View. That game's 7 o'clock out at Benson Stadium. Go support some local college football this weekend. Saturday night, see, this is a good band at Pix Bar. Finding Friday is out there. Here's the reason that we do some of this. Dwight Yoakam is at Flores Country Store on Saturday night. I didn't know that.
And Jonathan Taylor and the Northern Lights are at, Jonathan Tyler and the Northern Lights are at Green Hall. It's also a really good band.
Are they good? I have no idea who
Really
they are.
good.
All right, that's why I skipped over them, because I didn't know if they were good or not. Typically, though, if you're playing Friday night at Green Hall, you're pretty good.
Saturday night.
What's going on Saturday night? Honestly, when I first read this, is this Matt Schaub's brother, or is Matt Schaub going by Corby now? Something called the Corby Schaub Band is playing. And the Green Hall is going to put together a Pick Six beer special for that night only.
Oh.
Anything else going on, Pledge?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely there is. Tobin Center on Tuesday, you've got Herbie Hancock. And Wednesday at the Majestic Theater, you've got Earth, Wind, and Fire coming to town.
Wait, Earth, Wind, and Fire is when?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday. I keep reading. My internet's
I know.
spinning right now.
And
So-
Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center has the 3rd annual South Texas Oil and Gas Convention.
Now, why are we talking about that?
I don't know.
Don't you figure if you're interested in going to that, you would already have an invite?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, are
Some people
conventions
like
open to
oil
the
and
general
gas.
public?
Some people like oil and gas. I don't know.
All right. That's interesting. Dwight Yoakam on Saturday night.
Dwight Yoakam on Saturday night. Earth, Wind, and Fire Wednesday night.
See, Wednesday night. See, that's a good night during football season. Because, if my wife says, hey, let's go see Dwight Yoakam on Saturday, and I'm going to say, you realize Texas is playing Arkansas.
At 6.
Yeah, at 6. You realize, I'm going to be flipping around unless I'm at the Alamo Dome or I end up at Benson Stadium. I'm going to be watching. What time does A&M play Colorado?
That game's a 2:30 game, I think.
2:30?
Yeah, 2:30.
Man, now I'm even more jealous that Rob Thompson is going that one, because you go watch that game in Denver and it ends early enough to go enjoy Denver on a Saturday night. It's going to be fun. Taking bets on whether Rob makes it to work on Monday.
It sounded like you're going to end up at Earth, Wind, and Fire on Wednesday night all of a sudden.
It wouldn't be bad. I've seen them before. They put on a hell of a show. And what else is going on Wednesday night?
Nothing.
I mean, unless the new Ted Lasso drops.
Does that get you points with the wife?
Anytime you leave the house, Pledge, you end up with points with the wife. I mean, it's kind of how that
I know,
works.
but there are bands you like. There are bands that she likes. Does this fall into the latter category?
Well, yeah, that would fall into the latter category. But I mean, and every married man I know, if you say, honey, let's go out to dinner tonight, you win. That's points. Rob Thompson is getting points right now because his wife is out of the house and drinking a cold beer. That's how that works.
Well, at least he went out with her this time.
You just can't do something stupid while you're out that gets you in trouble. And that's always the challenge. That is always the challenge. Cowboys, Bucks tonight. Let's talk about it. Mickey Spagnola is in Tampa Bay, and he will join us next here on the Blitz, live out at Hills and Dale's Ice House. And I can tell you, because we are outside on their patio, it is hot. You get home and your AC ain't working right, there's one company to call, and that is Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. Whether it's an AC issue, you're dealing with some plumbing problems, Quarter Moon is experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quarter Moon, they do not have commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. AC issues, plumbing problems, one number, 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Not everybody can make it to every game, but every game can make it to everybody.
Culberson swings and belts one. Straightaway left, way back. That ball is history. It took one pitch for the Rangers to tie the game.
Here's a ball that's lined into left field. Diving for it is Davis, and he makes the catch.
Rangers baseball. It's a whole new ball game. Hear it all right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Dig a trench, gravel the driveway, remove a tree stump. To tackle the big jobs, you need the power of Kubota. At Ewald Kubota, we have the tractors and construction equipment to get it done fast and get it done right. You've come to rely on the quality and dependability of Kubota compact tractors and implements, and at Ewald Kubota, rental equipment is available at all of our locations. Right now, all new rental customers get 10% off their first rental. For a store near you, visit ewaldkubota.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it going to work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Hey, Cowboy fans, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, is throwing a huge Cowboy watch party right now at Hills and Dale's Ice House. We're going to be live out here until 7 o'clock. Come out and register for your chance to win Cowboy game tickets, a Miller Lite Cowboys OtterBox cooler, Drew Pearson Hall of Fame standee, and other prizes. And then watch the Cowboys take on the Bucs and enjoy 16-ounce cans of Miller Lite during the game for just $3. Don't miss it. We're live now at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Come join the party.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is the home of the Cowboys, Rangers, and Aggie football. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Jason Minix, the Blitz.
It is the Blitz on a game day. Welcome into San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out at Hills and Dale's Ice House, 1604 in Babcock. We are here until Brad Sham starts talking about kickoff. We're going late today till about 7:20 here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. We're out here with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, and we've got a lot of great stuff to give away. We've got Dallas Cowboys tickets to give away from Miller Lite. A Miller Lite Dallas Cowboys OtterBox cooler that's worth about $350. They've got hats, They've got shirts. They've got those OtterBox tumblers, all kinds of great stuff. A Drew Pearson Hall of Fame standee. You know those things that you see at the bars and at convenience stores that everybody likes to steal? You could actually win one from Drew Pearson as we get ready for Cowboys and Buccaneers tonight to kick off the season, and it's season 22 for Tom Brady. And I saw some rookie tweet. He just turned 21, which is kind of comical. Let's talk about the game and the setup. Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com is in Tampa Bay. Mickey, appreciate the time. Set the table, man. What are you looking at?
Well, I'm looking at, I think, at a stadium that's about to explode, right? These people are relishing the fact that they're the defending Super Bowl champs. They're going to have 65,000 people here. You know, we got to the stadium probably 3.5 hours before kickoff, and the traffic jam was just absolutely amazing. So, yeah, they've got flags out on the seats for people to wave, and they're going to raise their flag, and they got fireworks they're going to go off before the game. So, yeah, this place is pumped.
It is going to be a show. Now, I did see Jane Slater from the NFL Network post some video of some really heavy rain, which, you know, is typical for South Florida. How's the field look?
You know, it looks okay. I don't know if they had it covered or not, but we had a gully washer last night and then 2 of them today. But it seems like, the sun's out right now, so I think the front has gone through. But I'll tell you what, they better have the IVs ready because the humidity is high.
I can only imagine. Now, the first game excitement is there, obviously, for everybody. And for Dak Prescott, who didn't play at all in the preseason, we've gone over that story a gazillion times. What are you expecting to see from Dak as far as the rust and timing type of things? Because, quite frankly, he hasn't been in a football game seeing live bullets since October.
Yeah, I think somebody figured it out. It's been 333 days. Yeah. So it was October 11th. You know what? I would imagine maybe a series or two, and it might take them to kind of get in rhythm. But after that, I mean, the way they've been practicing hard, and, he's been running everything that he needs to run, throwing every pass he needs to throw. And so I think from a physical standpoint, I think he's good from what I can see. I think that part of just recognition and reaction, maybe that ends up being different because, the speed of the game will be faster than the speed of practice. But I think, other than that, I think he's good to go. And as Kellen Moore has said for the last 2 weeks, when people ask him those questions, do you have to watch how many throws he makes or what kind of throws? He says, hey, we're going out there to play football. So let's see him play football tonight.
Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com with us here on the Blitz. He is in Tampa Bay as the Cowboys a little more than an hour away from kickoff against the defending champion Buccaneers. They return all 22 of their starters, including their defense. And I hear a lot of people talking about, you saw what Tampa Bay's defense did last year in the Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes. But we also know in that Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes had a patchwork offensive line, kind of like what the Cowboys went through last year. Minus Zach Martin tonight, the Cowboys' offensive line is healthy. And I think the one way that the Cowboys could win tonight is if Zeke has a strong run game, which is actually the strength of the Buccaneers' defense. So how do the Cowboys shock the world tonight and pull off a win?
Well, if they're going to have a strong run game, then that means their offensive line's playing well, right? And I'll guarantee you the offensive line, even without Zach Martin in the game tonight, will be better than what Kansas City rolled out in the Super Bowl. That was just embarrassing. And it was sort of like what the Cowboys went through, having to start 2 backups at offensive tackle with no experience whatsoever all season long. So, and you saw what happened, to the Cowboys. So I understand what happened to Kansas City without both of their tackles and then having to move one of the guards to tackle. And then you bring in somebody new at the guard. So 3/5 of their offensive line was patchwork. So, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. This Cowboy offensive line, I think that, we talk about all the skill guys, right? All the wide receivers, the quarterbacks, and all that. this game's going to come down to, can the Cowboys offensive line perform well? Can the defensive line perform well enough to get pressure on Tom Brady? You know, everybody wants to worry about the cornerbacks and what's all that's going to happen. They got to get him off his mark. They got to get pressure on him. Because if he's sitting in the pocket, Jason, and you see him patting the ball, and then okay, I'll throw it over there. He gets that much time, they're in big trouble, let me tell you.
That's true. Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com joining us here on the Blitz. He is live in Tampa Bay as you get ready for Cowboys and Bucks. That game tonight starts at 7:20. You can listen to it right here on San Antonio Sports Star or over on our brother station, 102.7 Jack FM. You talk about that Cowboys defense. Last year, historically bad. I mean, just showing up, they're going to be better than they were last year. But being out in Oxnard, what we've seen through Hard Knocks is what, you know, most people listening have seen. You're there in the building and obviously at all the practices that they allow the media to. What's been the biggest difference from this defensive staff and the defensive players that you have seen?
Well, let's start here. I thought one of the biggest problems that defense had last year, more so than just looking at physical talent, was they just looked disorganized to me. There were so many missed assignments. Guys, you know, blowing coverages, just disorganized. And I just think they tried to do too much. They tried to change too much from what they had done the previous years. And they didn't have a off season to implement it. They didn't have any preseason games to test it out. And it took them to, you know, around Thanksgiving before they got that thing settled down. And so this year, they're playing more in the same kind of scheme that they were playing the previous seasons before Mike Nolan got there. They're attacking instead of playing catch. They're not messing around trying to play a 3-4, and some downs they play a 4-3, and they're not sitting out there with their nickel in a 4-2, even when the other team's running out two tight ends, and they're basically saying, you know, it's kind of like blinking lights. We're going to run the ball. And there's the Cowboys with some skinny bone safety playing linebacker. So I think that's changed. So I think just that, I think it's better. Now, from a personnel standpoint, I think the addition of Micah Parsons is going to make a huge difference in how they play. I think the having Randy Gregory ready for an entire season, because remember, he had to miss the first 6 games, couldn't play. Yeah. So now you got probably 2 more games before you get in the swing of things. So that's 8. And they only played him 25% of the snaps. He's ready to go full time now, and he can make a huge difference. And if he makes a difference on the right side, that helps DeMarcus Lawrence on the left side. Now, my only concern is what happens at defensive tackle without Neville Gallimore in there, you know, and they'll start a veteran guy, Carlos Watkins, along with the rookie, Osa Odigizua. And we'll see how well they hold up because, you know, the Bucs can run the football. So it's not always all Tom Brady. So if you don't stop the run, as Rod Marinelli taught me, then you don't earn the right to rush the quarterback.
Very true. Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com. Talking about the front, let's talk about the linebackers. Jalen Smith took a lot of abuse last year, and I think it was well-deserved and well-earned abuse last year. I was surprised he wasn't really a part of Hard Knocks because his personality leading into it said he would have probably loved being on the show. And when we were in Oxnard, I saw a very focused, different-seeming Jalen Smith. What kind of impact do you think he will have playing back at his normal position before Nolan moved him, going back to when he and Leighton Vander Esch looked like they were going to be the best linebacking duo in the NFL?
Yeah, that's very observant of you, seeing not only how enthused he was, but he was engaged with his teammates. It wasn't like he was an independent contractor out there. And I think he understood that he needed to take a leadership role and not just worry about number one, right? So we can start there. And as you pointed out, now he's back where he should be, playing middle linebacker. He's not a weak side linebacker. You don't want him having to go out in the flat and try to cover a running back or a tight end. That's not his game. He's got to go forward. So what they've basically done when they'll play their base defense, a 4-3, right? And he'll be the middle linebacker, Van Der Esch the weak side, Mike Parsons on the strong side. If Tampa Bay comes out in 3 wide, then they'll play their nickel. And the nickel, they're using Micah Parsons in the middle and Keanu Neal on the outside. And I think that fits their guys. So what Dan Quinn has done is he's trying to match up his talent to what they have to face and not just say, okay, you're our starting 2 linebackers, so now you both got to play on the nickel. And he's going to get a lot of different guys in the field in different situations. And I just think that that's a better approach than what they had last year. And by God, from what I've seen so far, if they come out in 2 tight ends, you're going to see a 4-3 base defense out there.
Mickey Spagnola from DallasCowboys.com. He is live in Tampa Bay joining us here on the Blitz. Mickey, kickoff hour and 7 minutes away or so. What's your prediction for tonight?
Well, I had told the guys there in Dallas when they asked me that, I said, I think this is going to be much closer than everybody's predicting. How can you pick against New England in this atmosphere, right? But
or Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. I still got New England in my mind.
It's the Tom Brady effect, I promise you.
I can't tell you how many times when I was writing the stories, I put Patriots down instead of Buccaneers, right? I think, something like 27, 24, 27, 21, something like that. I just think the Cowboys are going to be more competitive than everybody's expecting because everybody's judging off of last year. This is not last year's team. This is a new team, a new year.
Mickey Spagnola, enjoy the game tonight. We'll certainly be reading and watching and listening to all your coverage at DallasCowboys.com. Always appreciate the time. We'll talk next week.
Okay, Jason. Good to be with you. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Mickey Spagnola predicting a closer game, but a Bucs win. Have you gone to sasportstar.com and registered for our Pro Football Pick'em Challenge brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue? You need to do it. Now, you can do it at any point, but you might as well get in now and then make your picks every week because every week a weekly winner is going to get a gift card to Pinkerton's Barbecue and a gift card to Mellow Mushroom. So go register now at sasportstar.com. While you're there, you could also register to win tickets to the Paradise Canyon First Responder Military Appreciation Day concert. We've got tickets that we're giving away. It's the first time they've done this. It's going to be Saturday, September 11th there at Paradise Canyon, benefiting the Texas Ranger Association. They've got events going on throughout the day, a great auction, discounts for first responders and military, both active and retired, and live music from a band called the Wilder Blue. Details on the event are at paradisecanyon.com. You want to register to win tickets, go to sasportstar.com. It's where you could also upload your grilling pictures, grilling with the Blitz Pledge. We'll do that giveaway in about 10 minutes from right now because I teased it earlier that I was going to give you the Blitz season predictions coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. But, like most things, we ended up doing something else. I'll blame Rob Thompson because we ended up talking about Ben Simmons and Rob's odd way of how Ben Simmons is actually going to end up with the San Antonio Spurs and those weird connections. So the Blitz season predictions. Now, I could give you every team. I don't know that I want to do that. And Pledge, if you want to chime in and tell me how wrong I am on some of these, I'll give division winners in my playoff teams. And just for your fun, I've got the Texans going 2-15.
That sounds right.
It sounds about right. You good with that, Greg Shelton? Yeah, I think that's too many. Too many. It's possible. I think the Cowboys are going to go 11-6. They are going to win the NFC East. I've got the Rams winning the NFC West, going 12-5. Tampa Bay 13-4 to win the NFC South, and Green Bay winning the NFC North at 12-5. The playoff teams: the Cowboys, Rams, Bucks, Green Bay, San Francisco, Seattle, and Arizona. Yep, everybody in the NFC West is going to the playoffs. And then the other four are just going to be division winners. I think the NFC West is just that strong. I got Seattle and Arizona both 10-7, and San Francisco 11-6, and the Rams at 12-5.
I don't see all four NFC West teams making it. I just don't. I think...
You got to go by best record. I mean,
I know.
That's kind of how it works.
I think the Saints will likely have a better record. They're going to beat each other up. There's no way they can all have better records than everybody else that may be competing for a wild card.
It's interesting. I got the Saints at 9-8. I do. I mean, I'm not a total believer yet in Jameis Winston. I want to see what they're able to do. They're not going to have Michael Thomas for a while. Defensively, I mean, they're away from home a little bit. I mean, 9 wins is generally good enough, but with that 17th game, 9-7 doesn't look bad. 9-8 does, but I don't see them as a 10-win team. You see what I mean? Over in the AFC, I've got the Bills winning the AFC East at 13-4. One guess on who's winning the AFC West?
Las Vegas.
You got a buzzer? No. Kansas City with the opposite record of the Texans. They're going 15-2. I got Tennessee winning the AFC South at 11-6, and Cleveland winning at the AFC North at 13-4. Hearing all the Baltimore injury news, I've got them at 10-7, but now I got to rethink that. But since I typed this out earlier, I'm just going to go with it. My AFC playoff teams are Kansas City, Buffalo, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, Tennessee, and New England. I've got in the NFC, the Cowboys losing to Green Bay in the divisional round, and then Green Bay beating Tampa Bay in the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
In the AFC, I've got Buffalo beating Kansas City in the AFC Championship game, and Buffalo beating Green Bay in the Super Bowl. And then Aaron Rodgers will no longer be a Packer, and Josh Allen, not that I've drafted him in 2 fantasy leagues, winning MVP.
That's why Buffalo's so well in your season rankings. Now it makes sense.
I think Buffalo is going to be that good.
I think Buffalo's prime for a slide back. You're talking about a team that was playing a near last place schedule last season. They were benefit for no fans in the stands, and the rest of the division got a lot better.
Who benefited from no fans in the stands?
Teams on the road.
And again, I mean, how much better did the Jets get?
A lot better, I think.
A lot better from nothing. So, I mean, I got the Jets at 6-11. I've got Miami at 7-10. The Bills at 13-4. I think New England's going to be good at 10-7, but there's going to be situations where good defensive coordinators are going to confuse the hell out of a rookie quarterback.
Sure.
I mean, I mean, Mac Jones doesn't get to play Mercer in week 2 like Alabama does, right? I mean, there are going to be situations where he is just going to flat be confused.
I get it, but I also believe that Miami is a team that is poised to take that next step. And Tua Tagovailoa is fighting for his job. I mean, he's still involved in Deshaun Watson rumors, but if he goes and balls out this year, those rumors go away all of a sudden. And now you've got a team that's already got a really good defense with an incredible secondary. Myles Gaskin is going to be a great running back.
Sure.
You added Jalen Waddle. You got Mike Gesicki. You already had Devontae Parker. Plus,
I've read this story before. It happens every year. Pledge you get on a team that you think is just going to be really, really good. And
like Cleveland last year, right?
No, I mean, generally it's about the Texans. But, I mean, it's the reality. That's the beautiful thing is that's the way I see it.
I know.
You could disagree. And you could tell us on Saturday morning during the hangover with Jack Thompson, even though he never shows up for work, about what your predictions are and why. And at the end of the year, we'll determine who was better. That's the beauty of it. But I do think Buffalo is going to be that good. There's not going to be a slide back. They got a great coach, and I love their quarterback. And Diggs at wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And they were playing a last place schedule, but they've earned it.
And Cole Beasley's going to get that whole locker room sick.
Yeah, that's the least of my worries. You do wonder, and I know Tom Brady said something like this. COVID is going to play a bigger factor this year than last year because of the freedoms that they have given guys. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be interesting. But I just don't see Kansas City going to 3 straight Super Bowls. And Green Bay is that team that is always just good enough to get close and disappoint you. Where the Cowboys are good at just disappointing you, Green Bay makes you think you really have a chance. Right. And then they come up short at the end because of a bad play call or in this case, They didn't get enough help in the draft. Boy, if they would have got that one guy, it would have made a difference. That's Green Bay's MO. Aaron Rodgers is a weird dude. He can have okay things. He just can't have nice things. He can look at nice things. He can do window shopping, but he doesn't get to take the trophy home.
I mean, he has, though. He does have one.
Yeah.
He has a nice thing.
You know, it's interesting because that was in 2010. That was 11 years ago.
I'm aware.
Doesn't Aaron Rodgers strike you as the quarterback that should have multiple Super Bowl appearances? Even if he didn't win them, he would have multiple appearances. I mean, when you look at Eli Manning with 2, when you look at all the quarterbacks with 1, and a lot of times those guys with just 1, Trent Dilfer, they tripped into it because of all kinds of other things. But Aaron Rodgers' career and the as great of a player as he is, how has he only had 1 Super Bowl appearance? I mean, when you think about it, I mean, like, you know, you can say the same about Drew Brees. Only 1. You realize how hard it is and how great Tom Brady is to be able to have the number that he has and is still doing it at 81 years old. I mean, it's just insane.
That's what I take away from this is how great Tom Brady is, how great early on Patrick Mahomes is, and just how difficult it is, more so than anything, that Aaron Rodgers hasn't been back to a second one. I think we can all tell how great Aaron Rodgers is, but the difficulty of getting to the Super Bowl, much less winning it, is just a bear.
Yeah, we just, I mean, we're repeating ourselves now. And again, that's the point. I mean, you know, it's certainly tough to do. Let's see. Taylor McHargue is going to join us here in about 5 minutes, talk some college football. We normally do it at 6, but we talked to Mickey, so we'll do it now. Let's give away a gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. It's Grilling with the Blitz.
Grilling with the Blitz is brought to you by Tri-County Meat Market.
All right, so we especially coming off a Labor Day weekend, a lot of ribs were done this weekend. I know, Pledge, I did some beef ribs that came out great. And we've got some ribs, although not beef ribs, some pork ribs. But, man, they look nice. That is our winner today as I try to pull it up here real quick on Grilling with the Blitz. I'll give you the name. The winner is Aaron Cruz, who has a good-looking rack of pork ribs, smoked. Says beautiful, a little spicy. So, you know, I wonder what kind of rub he used. Maybe he used whole Meat Church's Holy Voodoo. Get a little spice on there. Nice, sweet with a little heat. Good stuff. Fall off the bone ribs, and that picture looks fantastic. You want to win a $50 gift card? All you got to do is upload a photo of what's on your grill at sasportstar.com. We do it every Thursday. We give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. And you know, if you're going to grill, especially this weekend for the college and NFL football, you need to get into Tri-County Meat Market. They have 2 great locations, and you know that great meal starts with great meat. And Tri-County Meat Market, locally owned and full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. They've got their own homegrown Wagyu, so farm-to-fork Wagyu that Tri-County has. They've also teamed up with Dean and Pillar Premium Meats out of Floresville for more locally sourced meats. If you're looking for the beef, the chicken, the pork, their seasoned fajitas are fantastic. The poppers, they've got it all. You're doing tailgating this weekend at the UTSA game, stop by there. Stock up on that Pick 5 for $25. They always offer a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, online at tricountymeat.com.
ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
A pair of 8-5 finals split the Texas MLB schedule yesterday. The Houston Astros couldn't complete the sweep against the Seattle Mariners, dropping yesterday's game 8-5. Ryan Presley picked up the loss for the Astros, allowing 3 runs on 2 hits in relief, letting the Mariners escape Houston with the win 8-5. The Texas Rangers extended their winning streak to 4 and sweep the quick 2-game series in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. Jose Trevino led the Rangers with 3 runs batted in, while the Rangers pitching staff had 8 pitchers on the mound and allowed only 9 hits in the ballgame. The Astros have a day off before continuing their homestand against the Angels Friday night, while the Rangers stay on the road and travel to Oakland for a 3-game series against the A's that gets rolling tomorrow night at 8:40. Those are your baseball headlines. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Central Builders Incorporated is a family-owned, award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Since 1989, CBI has completed over $1 billion in construction projects, including large-scale remodeling, expansions, and ground-up construction. The award-winning CBI has also been recognized by the San Antonio Business Journal as one of the best places to work for the past 4 years, and Central Builders is hiring. Learn more at centralbuilders.net. That's centralbuilders.net.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest. It's Diamonds Direct's most aggressive offer ever. Pick any item, get the super low price Diamonds Direct is known for, and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest and 0 down. No exceptions. Don't miss this incredible limited time offer. 5 years, 0 interest on approved credit only at Diamonds Direct at the shops at Lock on Terra.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV.
And I'm that voice from movies you watch on demand. DirecTV Stream brought us together to save the world.
Maybe not save the world, but DirecTV Stream does bring your live and on-demand favorites together.
Your favorites together.
I just said that.
She just said that.
Introducing DirecTV Stream, the best of live TV and on demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together at directtv.com.
Requires high-speed internet and compatible device. Content varies by package and location. Restrictions apply.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the tailor-made fitting event happening September 6th through the 12th, featuring the new P790 irons with speed foam air technology and tungsten weighting to give you more distance, and the new MG3 wedges, now with raised micro ribs positioned between the grooves. Go to worldwidegolfshops.com and register to get a free custom fitting. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
Blake Stevens with San Antonio-based GPS of Texas. If you have commercial vehicles on the road, you're a target for personal injury lawyers. I mean, you're wearing a bullseye. Our system can protect you if there is an accident with proof of speed, video monitoring, even proof that your driver wasn't on his phone. Don't get hammered. Have real proof that you weren't at fault by installing our GPS camera tracking system. Call GPS of Texas at 210-587-7634 or gpsoftexas.com.
Second it takes. The Blitz with Jason Minix and Sports Insiders. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out here at Hills and Dale's Ice House with Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, getting you ready for Cowboys Buccaneers tonight. We'll take you right up to kickoff. We're going late today, about 7:20. We'll be on the air getting you ready. Come out here to Hills and Dale's. A lot of great prizes to give away from Miller Lite, including Cowboys tickets, a Cowboys Miller Lite OtterBox cooler, hats, T-shirts, all kinds of stuff. There's 5 Super Bowl trophies in there that actually belong to Charles Haley. I don't know how Miller Lite has them, but they do. You can take a picture with the Super Bowl trophies for Cowboy fans. It's like antique shopping. Get your photos, man. Get over here and see us. $3 Miller Lites all night long here at Hills and Dales. But it's not just NFL. It's a big college weekend as well. Let's talk some college football. Taylor McHargue, former Rice quarterback, ESPN analyst, joining us now on the Blitz. Taylor, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you guys doing? I'm looking forward to this Cowboys opener.
All right, now, former quarterback, and I know you dealt with some injuries. Coming off of an injury, how difficult mentally is it until you get that first hit?
Yeah, I think you got to test whatever that injury is, right? I mean, mine were both shoulders, and it's that you got to get the first couple shots in. Same for a knee, right? If you have a blown out ACL, you got to get test it. Put it in game, and it doesn't matter how many situations you put yourself in practice. You got to do it live. And then after a while, you test it a few times, you get comfortable, and then you forget that it was ever injured.
And if you're Kellen Moore calling the plays, what kind of plays do you call on that first offensive series for Dak Prescott to get him comfortable?
At Dak Prescott's level, I think you're running your offense, right? It's probably – maybe there's a simple completion early on in the game, the first couple plays of the game, but for the most part, I think it's going to look about like it normally would. I don't know that there's going to be any limitations.
Taylor McHargue joining us here on the Blitz. Let's talk some college football. You look at last week, and let's evaluate quarterbacks for Texas and Texas A&M. We'll start in Austin with Hudson Card. What were your thoughts on how he played?
Yeah, I was actually at that game, and I thought he played pretty well. I thought stayed within himself, no silly, either pre-snap penalties on offense or, turnovers. I thought he played a clean brand of football, and I thought that was something that Texas fans should be excited about. I thought Haynes King, I thought they looked okay. I mean, going in 10-3 at half was a slow start against a Kent State team that really isn't very good. And I don't think I don't think that's going to be a team that's going to compete for the MAC. And even if they were, Texas A&M's expectations are not to be 10-3 at half. I thought the interceptions, a couple of them were not necessarily his fault, but I was not overly impressed. But again, the freshman, right? I mean, that's why you have these early season games. Get him that experience. I would expect to see improvement this week against Colorado.
And I agree 100%. I mean, that first half was not great for Haynes King, but I liked how he came on strong. And I was trying to figure out, it looked like they were doing some things a little bit differently to get him into a rhythm. And once he settled in that second half, he looked as advertised. How much will that carry over to Saturday's game in Denver against the Colorado Buffaloes?
Yeah, you're right. It is helpful to have that adversity early on and then overcome it. But now there's going to be a big step between playing at home in the friendly confines against Kent State as opposed to you're going on the road now to play Colorado, right, a Pac-12 team. So they're not going to be able to – you can't afford to have another sloppy first half like that because, are you going to be able to come back in that way against Colorado over a Kent State? I'm not sure.
And then you look at that on the flip side, Texas in the friendly confines, although it was about 150 degrees, it felt like, or looked like, not that I was there, in that stadium, going on the road to play Arkansas. And this is going to be the most attended game in Arkansas football history. You take a crowd like that is all against you. Hudson Card, Bijan Robinson, they haven't seen anything like that. Welcome to the SEC. Let's get a little appetizer for it.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible atmosphere, but I would say, my Fighting Rice Owls gave one away in the second half against Arkansas. I was not very impressed with Arkansas for about 3.5 quarters of that game. And you talk about a team that's going to have to start faster than they did last week. If they play how they did in the first half against Rice and they come out and have that showing against Texas, it's going to be a blowout. But I do think the atmosphere it's obviously going to help Arkansas, but I have Texas winning that game.
By a long shot. As you look at the schedule this week, we had a lot of great games last week. This week you got a lot of the cupcakes and Nick Saban faking mad as he's trying to pump his team up for Mercer. You ever had a coach do that where you just looked at your coach and laughed and went, dude, stop. We know who we're playing.
Yes, you do as a player, but you also understand the best teams, the championship teams. Saban's point was practice the same way you do against when you're playing Auburn as you do when you play Mercer. And it's human nature. You're going to relax a little bit when you're playing a Mercer, but that championship mentality that he's talking about, every coach stresses that. It doesn't matter where you play. And that is something that you have. It comes with maturity is going about your business the right way, Monday through Thursday with your practice days. And it doesn't really matter who you're playing.
Taylor McHargue joining us here on the Blitz, former Rice quarterback, now an analyst with ESPN. In fact, he's going to be on the broadcast for Saturday's game, Incarnate Word against Prairie View A&M. That game starts at 7, so you got an opportunity to watch some early action. Which games are you most interested in watching this Saturday?
Yeah, I'm interested to see Oregon go on the road at Ohio State. If Thibodeau is in fact hurt, I think that's going to be that's a huge piece for that Oregon success, is trying to get pressure on that. If you saw that Ohio State offense in the second half against Minnesota, when they get it rolling, they're high octane. The other one, I'm really interested to see Iowa State. I mean, Iowa State came out and laid a complete egg in their opener against Northern Iowa, only winning 16-10. Northern Iowa had a chance to win that at the end of the game. And that's a team, that was sort of the sexy pick to say, hey, look, this may be the dark horse Final Four team if they go undefeated. Now you're wondering, man, is this going to be a total bust of a season? We're going to find out this week. Game day is going to be there. That rivalry this is the first time ever that both are going to meet and both teams are ranked. And this year, in fact, they're actually both in the top 10. So that's a huge matchup that I've got my eyes on. I'm really interested to see how Iowa State bounces back.
Last week, Kansas fans rushed the field politely. They've got Coastal Carolina on the road this week. How ugly is that going to be for the Jayhawks?
Yeah, Kansas is going to have to slow that game down quite a bit. The Chants tend to play. It's an interesting brand of offense. They can go up tempo, but they run a version of the option just out of shotgun. They'll have a pistol formation. They use a lot of motion, a lot of jet sweep, and then fake option off of it and take shots over top. If Kansas falls behind early, that offense for Kansas is not built to come back really against anybody. I think the line is like 22 or 23 right now. I think that's probably about right. I would say a 3 or 4 touchdown win is what I would expect for Coastal.
Taylor McHargue joining us here on the Blitz, talking some college football off the field. The news, and it's happening fast, and it's all going to get rubber stamped. We know that, but the Big 12 actually expanding to 12 teams with the addition of Houston, Cincinnati, Central Florida, and BYU. And I think we all understand it's about money, the TV markets, and the recruiting hotbeds that Florida, Ohio, and Texas offer. But I was reading an article on CBS. Dennis Dodd talked about the American, which is a good brand of football in the group of 5. I like the American, that they're going to have to replace those teams. And he threw out some options, Dennis Dodd did, that he's been hearing, including Boise State, North Texas, and UTSA was amongst the 5 schools that he mentioned. What I thought was interesting is he wrote that UTSA, with what Jeff Traylor has done in his first year, and obviously the win last week over Illinois, but also with the support of Tillman Fertitta. I was unaware of Tillman's financial support of the UTSA program, but we all know if Tillman wants something, Tillman's going to get it. Talk about the growth that would mean for UTSA and the Roadrunners if they were going to leave the Conference USA to go to the American.
Yeah, Tillman Fertitta's his gift and his backing of that program is obviously crucial, but I would give most of the credit there to the administration for believing in the program and funding it, right? And I know some of it we talked about with it being Tillman Fertitta, but the new Sports Performance Center that they've built is state-of-the-art, first class. And what Jeff Traylor has done in a very short time there is remarkable. They need to try and hang on to that guy as long as they can because he can recruit. I mean, he flat out gets players. And it would be, you saw that. I don't think that win last week was a fluke. I think they have a chance to be a potentially Conference USA champion, maybe even ranked team by the end of the year.
Well, and you look at it, what I love about what Jeff Traylor's done, he's got 29 guys from San Antonio on that team, which, recruiting and keeping them home, which is huge. I know there's a big push to try to pack the Dome on Saturday, and they're playing Lamar. I mean, that's one of those games that you look at and go, this team should destroy Lamar. But you want to get in there and you want to support especially the local talent. I'm with you. As good as he is, you've got to elevate the conference if you're UTSA just to come up with the money to keep them in San Antonio.
You're exactly right. The move into the American for that program would certainly help. But a big part of it, coaches come and go. It really comes down to, does the administration want to make their program great and maintain excellence? And to me, it does feel like UTSA. I remember we played against UTSA in 2012. It was their first season playing Division I. I remember that, that team going from 2012 to now and the strides that they've made, bowl appearances, and now this team that a lot of people think are going to win conference. You've got to keep that momentum going regardless of what coach comes in, because eventually, like every program, your coach will eventually move on.
Good stuff. Taylor McHargue, have a good call Saturday, UIW against Prairie View A&M. If you want to do a little homework, go listen to the podcast of the interview I did earlier today with Eric Morris and his belief in analytics. It was incredible insight on what they do when it comes to analytics. Have a good call Saturday night at Benson Stadium.
I appreciate it, guys.
Taylor McHargue joining us here on the Blitz, talking some college football. We're out here at Hills and Dale's Ice House, 1604 in Babcock. We're going a little long today. We're going to go till kickoff, 7:20. We are going to go. Greg Shelton thinks we're leaving at 7, but we'll pay him in extra beers. He's going to stick around and work a little overtime. And they'll probably, knowing Greg, he can't get enough of Cowboys football. He probably won't get out of here till 3 a.m. He'll help sweep up when the night is over.
He's just
make sure Rob gets
you
to work on time. In fact, he'll end up driving Rob to work because neither one of them are leaving until this place closes. Then they got to clean up, then go back to the office. Then it's R&R in the morning.
He's going to unplug you.
Yeah, he might, or you might. Hell, I don't know. Hey, if you're shopping for a new car, go see my friends over at Ansira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck. In fact, in the month of September, buy a car, and you're going to get tickets, 2 of them, to a UTSA football game. And it's easy for me to tell you about Ansira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck because I am a longtime Ansira customer. Through the years, I have bought many vehicles from Ansira, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with all the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available. And price made Ansira number one. Price keeps Ansira number one. So think Ansira. Ansira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ansira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
Saturday afternoons mean one thing: college football. Oh my God! Hear games from all Power 5 conferences all season long, every Saturday from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
If you think vaccines alone will protect you from COVID-19, think again. More breakthrough cases of COVID variants show that vaccinated people are still vulnerable to the deadly disease. To be safe, monitor regularly for fever, as it's the leading sign of COVID-19. Use Exergen, the only thermometer scientifically proven to detect fever. And beware of non-contact devices that miss 5 out of 6 fevers. Remember, vaccines are not enough. So protect yourself and your family with the Exergen temporal scanner. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hey y'all, I'm Grant Pinkerton of Pinkerton's Barbecue in downtown San Antonio. We only smoke prime meats with a blend of post oak and mesquite. Come see us for some of those giant beef ribs, tender brisket, and a cold big red. We have a Texas-sized bar, great selection of bourbon, and tons of local beers. I love sports, so we have plenty of screens to watch them on. We're open Wednesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner or until we sell out. Come early, come hungry, and stay late.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Looking for a protein-packed snack to power you through the day? Of course you are. Only Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds have the bold flavors that stand out in the Me Too snack aisle. Sea salt and cracked black pepper, pineapple ancho chili, pasilla chili cheese, and more. Take your snacking to higher flavor levels with Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. And keto fans, you're going to love this low-carb crunch. Visit your local H-E-B and southernrecipesmallbatch.com to see the power of the rinds.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
El Wedo's Automotive Paint provides quality coatings and selection of paint supplies for your automotive finishing needs. El Wedo can match any color for that specific work you're doing. And if you own a car painting or body shop business, you have to compare prices with El Wedo's paint supply to start saving today. Come check us out at El Wedo's Automotive Paint for quality coatings and a great selection of auto painting needs. Located at 3108 West Avenue. Call us at 210-749-3116. 210-749-3116. Check us out on Facebook or Google at El Wedo's Automotive Paint.
When it comes to social distancing, if 6 feet is not enough with your spouse, it's probably time to change your status. Call DivorceDude.com at 210-201-0303 and ask for Mark, the Divorce Dude with Pulling Law PLLC. DivorceDude.com can help you get a fast, affordable, agreed divorce. But if you want to fight, the Divorce Dude can fight for you. DivorceDude.com gives you easy legal options and sticks with you every step of the way. If the marriage is over, why fight? DivorceDude.com.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. If you're having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distanced space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. For over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. There is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Great news, Slackers! Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar is now opening at noon 7 days a week at all 4 area locations. North Star, St. Mary's, Slackadoches, and the Medical Center. Slackers is the home for 7-day-a-week happy hour, now starting at noon every day. And by popular demand, Slackers brings back the signature frozen drinks. Bring a date, bring a crew, or come on down solo. Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar serves you up all your favorites and quenches your thirst 7 days a week, starting every day at noon. Visit slackersbarssa.com for more info.
Who's ready to play some ball? Friday nights under the lights. Don't miss the high school football game of the week. Powered by Hill Electric. This Friday on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Everything's bigger in Texas. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
And that big voice guy talking about Friday night football tomorrow night. Madison against Roosevelt. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Kevin Brock and myself out at Hero Stadium as district play begins in 28-6A. That's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome back to the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out here at Hills and Dale's Ice House, about 30 minutes from kickoff between the Cowboys and Buccaneers in the season opener. You got plenty of time to get your car over this way. Not sure how many prizes Miller Lite still has, but I know they're going to have $3 Miller Lite cans, 16-ounce cans, all night long, and they're those Drew Pearson Hall of Fame cans. So come out and watch the game with us. We're not going anywhere. Now, Rob Thompson is here from R&R in the morning. Rudy J., who said he was going to be here about 3 hours ago, has still not showed up, which is typical of Rudy J. I'm learning that from Rudy J. He goes home and takes a nap, and then he oversleeps, and then he'll text you late and say, "Oh, dude, my bad. I was going to get there, but maybe Rudy shows up a little bit later or not." But
or not.
Rudy J said he was going to get out here. Then I told him, I said, "We'll put you on at 7 because I got to do this extra time. We'll talk about the game." So there's still a chance. Jack Thompson is here from the Saturday Morning Hangover, entitled Only. When was the last time you actually worked on a Saturday, Jack? About 2 months ago? That seems about right. Pledge, when was the last time Jack actually made his way into the studio?
It's been almost a month. It's been about 4 weeks.
It's been a while since I've gotten up on a Saturday and heard Jack Thompson. I mean, he's saving it for basketball season. I mean, let's be honest. You know, he He gets one day off a week and takes it on the only day he's actually scheduled to work. It's a pretty good system. I mean, some people get that racket going. Hey, go to sasportstar.com. Lots of things going on there, including our Pro Football Pick'em, which the first game kicks off in less than half an hour. So our Pro Football Pick'em, powered by Pinkerton's Barbecue. You can make your picks for all the games, and, of course, we've got one tonight. We have weekly winners that will win gift cards to Pinkerton's Barbecue and to Mellow Mushroom. So make sure you go over there and get signed up for our Pro Football Pick'em Challenge, brought to you by Pinkerton's Barbecue. While you're there, you could register to win all kinds of free tickets, including tickets to go see the Dallas Cowboys. We've got those tickets that we're getting people registered to win. And if you're looking for something to do on Saturday, and we've got free tickets at SA Sports Star as well, for the Paradise Canyon First Responder Military Appreciation Day concert. Concerts from a band called the Wilder Blue. They're going to have all kinds of events going on throughout the day, all benefiting the Texas Ranger Association Foundation. Food, drinks, all out at the Medina River, so you know it's going to be a gorgeous setting. Sounds like a fun day. The details on the day are at paradisecanyon.com, but if you want to win those free tickets, go to sasportstar.com and get yourself registered. Lots of stuff happening there, James Pledger, on the website. And you look at the game tonight, Pledge, and we'll talk about it more coming up after 7 o'clock. And you sent some great audio of Dak Prescott sitting down with Maria Taylor, formerly of ESPN. Apparently she got a job with NBC, her and Drew Brees working together. But Dak really opened up. And we'll get into it coming up in our overtime that we're going to have on this Cowboy football game day. I thought it was really interesting. But your thoughts on this game? I mean, Pledge, you like to argue everything that I talk about.
Sure.
And again, somebody's always got to be wrong, and you carry that stick proudly. But you look at this team. Everybody is saying that the Cowboys are this big underdog, and as we get closer to it, and I know I'm a homer, but I know this defense is better. And with Dak in a healthier offensive line, I'm looking forward to seeing what this offense can do. I'm not going to be surprised if the Cowboys win, but I certainly wouldn't put one of my dollars on the Cowboys winning. You know what I mean? But I think if they do win, it's not going to be a shock the world type situation.
I mean, a little bit, and not shock the world, but it'll be shocking if they win, just in terms of, yes, this defense is better. I expect this team to be very, very good this year. I predict them myself to make it into the second round of the playoffs. I think they are that good of a team. I think this defense is that much drastically better this year. But we're talking about the defending Super Bowl champion that was returning 22 of 22 starters on ring night, and Tom Brady is 5-0 against Dallas. Like this is a really, really good team that is coming back fully intact.
Again, it's their first game too. What I'm curious of is we talk about the shock the world type of stuff, and even Jerry Jones has played up the David versus Goliath type situation. And, Jerry doesn't do that very often. Jerry doesn't like to ever think he's the underdog, but he certainly understands it's Tom Brady. It's a tall order. So what I just heard you say, actually, as I interpret the plagiarism there, what I heard you say is I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys won.
No.
But you would be shocked if Tom Brady lost. And I think that's the biggest difference, right? I'm not going to be shocked if the Cowboys win, but damn, if Tom Brady loses, I think that's the shocking part. And what's scary is that, 108 years old, Tom Brady, hearing people talk about and comparing him to that 2007 team that almost went undefeated. You had the weirdness in the Super Bowl with the David Tyree catch and, his kryptonite called Eli Manning. It was that way away from a perfect season. What did Tom Brady say? He'd give up 2 of his rings to have that perfect season under his belt?
Absolutely.
Like he's on a mission to be able to do that, and he's playing at 2007 level Tom Brady. It's just incredible to think what he's able to do at his age. But first game, do they pick up where they left off? Do they take a little step back before they get momentum? Because obviously last year, as he started with them, it took them a while to find their rhythm.
It did, but it's one of those things where last year it was all new pieces in a COVID year, and They don't have that this year. These are all the same pieces. They built that chemistry. They have it now, and they can continue on from last year. And on top of that, defensively, we're not talking enough about Tampa Bay. This is a team that shut down that Chiefs offense in the Super Bowl, played extremely well. And by the way, you're missing Zach Martin in a game in which you have to go up against Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea, who are two of the best interior defensive linemen in the NFL, not just in the NFC.
When you look at that, and all that's true, I still go back and I look at Kansas City and the offensive line issues that they had in that Super Bowl played a big part in the issues that they had in that Super Bowl. I think Andy Dalton sent Patrick Mahomes a text and says, "Welcome to the club. I've been dealing with this crap all year long. You just had to deal with it on the biggest stage." We are live out at Hills and Dale's Ice House, kickoff in 23 minutes. We got overtime blitz coming up. We ain't going away at 7 o'clock. We're going to take you all the way up to kickoff here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Plenty of time for you to come out here and enjoy us. I'm 23 minutes away from my first Miller Lite. So come and hang out with us here at Hills and Dale's. Dak had some interesting things to say to Maria Taylor on the NBC pregame show. If you're listening to the radio, obviously you aren't watching it. You want to hear what Dak said? It's pretty interesting. We'll talk about it as we continue. Blitz overtime next here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's that time. Buses, school zone, study hall, and the classroom. It's back to school. And to make it special, you have the chance to win $1,000 in San Antonio Sports Star's back to school giveaway. $500 for you and $500 to donate to your school. No way. Register now at sasportstar.com. Powered by Aguero's Automotive Paint and Supplies. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Your source to local news and sports in San Antonio begins with the San Antonio Express News. We've collected, written, and shown the stories that matter most to San Antonio. Look no further than the San Antonio Express News to continue to provide information and strength to the community. Whether it's on the field or on a court, we provide the ground local coverage. Go to expressnews.com for the most up-to-date high school and college sports coverage. Subscribe today at expressnews.com.
Don't go through the fall months with that joint pain. Call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative Solutions are here bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. QC Kinetics uses natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. Listen, you don't have to live with that chronic pain, and don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC Kinetics. Now it's time to see what this is all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to the fullest. Act now. Restorative, regenerative therapies are available here, and the in-office consultation is free. Locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. Non-surgical joint pain relief, 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Jason Minix, the Blitz.
It is the Blitz overtime, if you will, here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We told you we're going to take you all the way up to kickoff, and we will. We're going till about 7:20 or whenever Brad Shamman says, give me the damn mic. We're going to hand it off to Brad Shamman around 7:20. He and Babe Laufenberg will have the call right here on San Antonio Sports Star and over on our brother station, 102.7 Jack FM, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota. I'm Jason Minix. We're out here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. You got 20 minutes to get out here and watch the game. You could always show up late. You could be like an LA type and just show up late. I just saw Quinn Hudson, one of our Rock the Mic champs, doing Sunday mornings on the, is it Fantasy Gods now? Or is it still Sunday Sports Grill? The Sunday Sports Grill Fantasy God show that we're doing, all of that Sundays from 11 until 1 o'clock or when football takes over. He's out here. Come out and hang out with us. Get your photo with Greg Shelton. He loves that. And you think about the Cowboys game tonight, and it's a part of the game that, honestly, I think anybody that's ever been to Florida knows that it's real, but we haven't talked about it enough. The humidity in Florida. It's rained all day. It was pouring rain earlier, and it has stopped now. Field looks to be in good shape. But Jane Slater just tweeted, Randy Gregory came off the field for pregame warmup, was drenched, said, I may be 240 pounds when this game is over. Called the humidity heavy. And then as Jane Slater said, someone who's been out here all day can confirm. And you wonder about first games, and this goes for both teams, not just the Cowboys. And again, they've been practicing in the heat. Mike McCarthy has been doing things to get his team ready for crowd noise and practicing outside instead of inside the AC. I know Tampa Bay's done the same, trying to simulate those conditions and whatnot. But they are, you wonder about fatigue, and this is where depth is going to be a factor, especially on the defensive side. When Dan Quinn starts rolling a lot of guys in on that defensive side, that's really what I want to see most. Do I expect the Cowboys to win this game? I do not. Will I be surprised if they do? A little bit, but not really. But I'm not expecting a win. I got the Cowboys starting 0-1 in this football game. So we will see. But I do want them to be competitive. I want to see Dak do some things. But more importantly, I want to see the Dallas defense play like they know how to play defense. I want to see that defensive line get after the quarterback. I understand it's hard to get Tom Brady on the ground. I understand how difficult that is. Tank Lawrence didn't play a snap in the preseason, but now you got a Randy Gregory who is ready to go. What kind of impact is Randy Gregory with a full offseason and a full training camp? How much does he help out D-Law in these situations? Stopping their run game. I look at the linebackers. Can Jalen Smith return better? And Trayvon Diggs, I think, is going to be a superstar. And, they've got some pretty talented wide receivers there at Tampa Bay. And, their quarterback you've probably heard of. Can that secondary hold up? It's going to be a fun one. I'm just jacked. I'm ready to watch some football. We've waited a long time for the start of the NFL season. And maybe even a little bit longer because the Cowboys played in that stupid Hall of Fame game. So we went to training camp in July. I mean, you think about it, it was July 23rd, 24th or whatever, and we went out to Oxnard and we're just now getting to the start of the regular season. Feels like it's been forever. I am ready to go. I know Dak Prescott is ready to go. Dak Prescott, I'm sure, is tired of talking about his leg, is tired of talking about his shoulder, is tired of talking about what it's going to be like. All that kind of stuff goes away after tonight. Well, he'll get how did it feel type questions, but, eventually those conversations are over and we can actually talk about this football season. You remember Maria Taylor? All the stuff she did at ESPN. She got a new job. She's at NBC now. She sat down with Dak Prescott. It might be on your TV right now for the NBC pregame show. And she goes in depth with Dak Prescott. And Dak was very open with Maria Taylor. If you remember a couple weeks ago, Sports Illustrated had an incredible feature. And he gave that reporter from Sports Illustrated incredible access and was open and honest. It was a great feature story. And I remember talking to the writer from Sports Illustrated when we had him on, and he was talking about how Dak met him first at a local cigar club there in Frisco, and then he was at the house in 3 days worth of conversations. It's that level of openness that Dak Prescott had with Maria Taylor. And he goes back and he talks about the surgery. And when you hear this clip and you think about how Dak can talk about this right now, and that's not on his mind when he takes the field for the first time tonight, knowing that there's a defense coming to knock his head off. I mean, we've heard how gruesome that injury is. You've heard him talk about it, but how severe was it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, having the training staff we have in medicine, I was able to take the cast off immediately. I mean, the next day or so, and look at my leg. But then after that, it was about walking. Before walking, actually, it was about wiggling my toes. I actually used to have the trainers or my girlfriend tap each toe, and I'd close my eyes and try to figure out which toe they were tapping because I couldn't feel it. When I was finally getting that right, it was about walking. Then it was about picking up marbles with your toe and picking up the cough drops and picking them up and not missing the cup. Then it was just simply about when will I be able to jog, when I'll be able to run. And the moment that those little steps came, I knew it was game changing. That at that point, I was just going to roll whatever it was that was in front of me. I was going to knock it down.
You know, there's so many comparisons that you can make to what Alex Smith went through. And I look at Alex Smith, and far severe just because of the infection and everything that he had to go through. But you think about the E60s that you've seen on Alex Smith, and it is certainly in that same realm, you know, going from not being able to feel your toes to getting ready to take the field against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, obviously, he's got to make that first throw. Maria Taylor asked him about his mindset.
Excitement. Just that everything is paid off. I've trusted the process, and I'm going to reap the rewards because of it. And I'm excited for all of those things, to be hit for the first time, for that first throw to be completed, and for us to be celebrating after that first touchdown, whatever it may be. That's just the process paying off.
You know, not many people are excited to go get hit, but I think I do believe Dak when he says he is excited to go through that. And I tell you, he's also very excited about this Dallas Cowboys offense.
Is how do I make them all happy? Can we make enough touchdowns for each of them? But that's the great part about having the type of weapons that we have, is there's no ego within them. These are all great individuals that care about the team's success. And with all the talent that they have, they want to use it to help the next man be his best. And that's the most exciting part about it. And that's why I sleep easy, is I know that when I pitch it out to Zeke or when I throw it on the screen to Amari, the other 10 guys on the field are going to do everything they can to make sure that guy has success.
Yeah, there is ego in the room, but at least they know how to work within that ego. And I'll tell you, being in Oxnard this year, not being able to go to camp last year because of COVID, this year, there is certainly a difference about this Cowboys team. I don't know if it's just the differences the way Mike McCarthy runs things or the way Jason Garrett runs things, but this is a different, more business-like attitude that we saw out there at Cowboys training camp in offense. And certainly I look at Dak Prescott, and he has talked about some of the major differences about the offseason with this Dallas Cowboys team.
Yeah, is that we're holding each other accountable. Just point blank, we've got so much talent, we've got so much ability, but we know it doesn't mean anything if we don't play as one, if we don't play as a band of brothers. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're hanging our hat on, is not only an offense, but the defense and the special teams, from coaches, players, and everybody within the organization.
You know, you hear about the accountability, and I hate to throw Jason Garrett under the bus because they often talked about accountability. I'm sure Jason Garrett even made a shirt that said accountability, but there was that sense when you were out at Cowboys training camp in Oxnard. Now you think about the contract that he signed. He is the face of the Dallas Cowboys. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the National Football League. Maria Taylor asked him about the weight of the expectations being on his shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that every day because I put it on myself. I wake up, and that's one of the first things that go through my mind is what can this team accomplish, and how do we go accomplish that? And we know that's to start off by being the division champions, and then from there we get into the tournament, and then anything can happen. So that's the main goal, and that's what this team focuses on.
That was Dak Prescott talking with Maria Taylor on the NBC pregame show. Cowboys, Buccaneers. We are live here at Hills and Dale's Ice House. We're going to go watch the game and drink some Miller Lights. You want to come hang out, you certainly can, or keep listening to the game right here on San Antonio Sports Star, then leave it on there and wake up with R&R in the morning. That's going to do it for us at Hills and Dale's Ice House. Brad Sham, Babe Laufenberg, and the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network set to take it away for the season opener. Cowboys against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next here on San Antonio Sports Star. Have a good night, everybody. Go Cowboys.
2021. Our tradition is like no other.
Staubach goes long. He's got Dorsett. Touchdown.